If you want results with your advertising, call Blue Water.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folk helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, frauds and scoundrels. I sometimes suspect that, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day, even if it is overcast. Still beautiful to have another day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show, and Montgomery needs a new mayor. And, well, I was saying yesterday, you know, after cooling down a little bit, I did lose my cool a little bit. And half of it, I admit, folks, was technical difficulties on this end. Like, the monitor I used to monitor the stream was just unplugged for some reason. So I then let that out extra on my frustration with Ivey, the governor. Now, at one point, though, I do have to say, before I bring the sidekicks in today, that I stand by one thing I said about Ivey. She's a tortoise. She'll get there eventually. But she came out. This was after the Attorney General of the state, Steve Marshall, said, "We filed emergency motions asking the U.S. Supreme Court to expedite the cases, vacate the injunctions and lower court judgments, and remand for proceedings consistent with the Calais decision." And so Ivey came out with this. I applaud AG Steve Marshall and the Secretary of State, because Wes Allen jumped in on this as well, for quickly filing emergency motions at SCOTUS. Alabama knows our state, our people, and our district better than the federal courts or activist groups. I remain hopeful that Alabama receives a favorable ruling. So I guess that's a little better. But why not, like, okay, Eddie's here, Troy's here. Am I wrong in, like, Marshall, great statement. Will Ainsworth, Lieutenant Governor, great statement.
Catherine Robertson,
got that right here in front of me, great statement. Tommy Tuberville, great statement. So many others across the board are, like, ready to go, ready to get this done. And well, then the legacy folks here in Montgomery, whether in the press or in the governor's mansion, the true legacy, well, we'll go by the process. Tortoise, a tortoise.
What do you expect from a rhino?
That's exactly right. You got people that are opposed to this, honestly, inside the system. So
things are always interesting on X. As I was calling Ivey a tortoise, a tortoise yesterday. Did you see there are now X accounts that are just say, like, at horse, and it's a picture of a horse.
I've seen something like
and
that.
then another is at cow.
Yeah.
Another is at elephant, and, like, it's just animals on X, and they are they're getting into it with one another. And one in particular went viral, and I'm like, what is even happening right now? So let's throw Ivey in there as a tortoise. But cow on X said, "Horses always clopping, just walk normally, effing idiots." The horse responded, "F you." And the sheep responded, "Morning to all farm animals except cow." And then the elephant jumped in and goes, "What about non-farm animals?" And I'm like, what is going on? We got animals cursing at one another.
It's like an experiment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm balling.
Animal Farm.
So I heard from a pretty reliable source close with Morgan Murphy that they are hopeful that the ruling will come down today by close of business.
Hopefully, yeah.
And that Justice Thomas is the presiding judge for the circuit, which is the 11th Circuit here. That is, so he will be the guy. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully it is done.
But look
quickly.
at our neighbors, Joey. They've already launched and they're moving, man. I mean, Tennessee, Texas,
even with the
Mississippi.
court, like the court injunction, you can still publicly say things like you're ready to go on this, and we're going to do everything we can to get this done.
Leadership.
But no, we're going to go low and slow, and
that's why.
Just continue on.
What do you think? Do you think Gudger had instructions not to do anything and to drag his feet? I don't
know. But here is, you mentioned Catherine Robertson. She's running for Attorney General. She came out with a pretty fiery statement about this, saying, "Yesterday's U.S. Supreme Court decision has breathed new life in our state's fundamental right to draw its own congressional and legislative maps. For decades, we've been kicked around by federal courts. Even in our most recent trip to the U.S. Supreme Court, the Chief Justice portrayed Alabama as a place that hadn't evolved in over the last 60 years, which is insane. Like, you've lived here a while, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've heard stories.
They're sicking dogs on people down here. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
That kind of
the whole
SPLC garbage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I'd leave Alabama, we would get stationed somewhere different. For the first 6 months, it was my job, I felt, to get rid of the stereotype of most Alabamians.
No, you should lean into the stereotype.
Well, it depends. Like
probably did.
when I joined swim team, I think it was 11th grade. Some girl kind of hollered out, "I love your accent." So I leaned into the accent probably longer than I should have.
Like, baby.
Yeah,
Y'all don't even know.
yeah.
I'm fixing to court you.
exactly. Whatever it took at that point.
But Captain Robertson goes on saying yesterday's decision specifically rejected that view of the Deep South. In short, all of our arguments were right. Robertson, of course, is a GOP candidate for Attorney General. Pretty competitive race, I would say, with Justice Jay Mitchell. She stressed the importance of swiftly redrawing Alabama's districts following the bench's landmark verdict. So what happens now? Alabama must move with haste to adopt maps that are colorblind and that will inevitably produce more Republican seats. Even more importantly, we will have districts drawn by Alabamians for Alabamians where we don't reduce people in the same communities to their skin color. Robertson argued places like Mobile and Montgomery should not be divided by race. Well, it shouldn't be. Kind of is. But if you visit Mobile, she says, it takes about 10 minutes to realize that the city does not see itself as divided by race.
Not at all.
And it is abhorrent that a federal court didn't take them at their word. No more, Catherine Robertson goes on, Mobile deserves a district that reflects the common interest of the people who live there, and I believe they'll get it. We will also have a chance to get my friend Senator Will Barfoot's district back so that Montgomery can continue to be represented by a man that is passionate about his city and brings conservative values to the table where they're lacking at the city level. This is extremely important for our state, too, and it's within reach. She finished with this. The Calais decision is a strong first step in what I see as Alabama's path to independence from the federal judiciary's decades-long heavy-handedness in our elections, which will inevitably lead to removing the federal judiciary's stronghold over our public schools. Now let's get to work. And I remember the first time I interviewed Catherine Robertson, I had just written about this potential decision coming down. And yeah, she and the current Attorney General, Steve Marshall, very much on top of this. And they've got to be somewhat diplomatic when the court decides what the court decides, whatever level of court. But I think they were just like, well, what are we even going to do? Like, if this is the way the courts are going right now, like, what are we even why are we even arguing? Well,
That's
the
my
reason is eventually those arguments are vindicated. And I think in a big way, especially with Clarence Thomas's concurrence, that you see Alabama, the arguments put forward by the AG's office were vindicated in the Louisiana case. So I would just like to see a little more haste, as Catherine Robertson said, from the governor's mansion. But they'll go low and slow, like the Tortoise she is, or the office is.
That's why we're in last place in all of our rankings against our competitors.
Anyway, can't believe you got animals cursing at each other online.
What do you say? That's going to be some art
You ever
project.
seen Animal Farm?
It's
some
hilarious.
art project.
It's so
gotta be an
funny.
art project.
Like, it made me laugh so much, and they're going back and forth.
Some people are so funny on the internet, and I know you guys are much more savvy on it. I was restricted from a lot of social media when I worked for DIA, but I'm catching up. Do you remember when that snake got loose from the Brooklyn Zoo and someone made a spoof account of him on Twitter, and he's like, "Here I am on the subway," and he's like, "Oh, look here, I'm going to get a bagel." It's just
there's been a couple
people
like
that.
that.
There's some people that are just funny, man. They just get it.
Well, no, and there's that one guy who started an account. It's called, at Retard Finder. And, you have to ask somebody, it's like, how did you start making $2,000 a month? Well, I started an X account called Retard Finder, and I just occasionally post under other people's posts. Found one, and he gets so many followers.
He's got a lot of followers, and he usually
it's
right on.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's right, funny.
And it's like, well, I guess money well earned.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Make you smile,
in this
right?
day and age. Why is there a what is this? This is a can of Rose brand pork brains with milk gravy.
Milk gravy.
Good God.
I think that's for
this to
the.
Greg.
I don't know. I think it's for the snack commission this afternoon.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, the ingredients are pork brains, milk, less than 2% of the
healthy
ingredients. So it's mostly pork brains and milk, but then less than 2% of the ingredients are water, cornstarch, salt, and sodium nitrate.
And other
nitrates in
protein parts.
And just to make sure, too bad we don't have Retard Finder here. It says under ingredients I just named contains milk. So in case you didn't catch milk the first time on the ingredient list, or milk on the label itself, milk gravy,
If you're dairy
reminds you.
averse, don't eat these brains.
Right. Do you like your brains with or without milk gravy?
I don't want to eat brains, man. There's something about that I'm usually not weirded out by stuff, but like I would not want to eat this.
Stereotype. We're back to the stereotype again about Alabama eating brains and stuff. That's Georgia Walking Dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What?
Joey, would you eat that if someone? What if it was served and you didn't even know what it was?
By the way, it's a new, larger size.
What if it was pickled pig feet?
More pleasing.
I don't know about that.
You know
I saw a food truck the other day that has Kool-Aid pork lips. Yeah, Kool-Aid pork lips.
Kool-Aid pork lips.
Yes,
How's that
and
work?
apparently it's a hot seller, but I
How does
can't.
that work?
It's okay. You know, it looks like they dip it in the powder.
Okay.
Like and then I guess it's cooked before. I don't know, but
right.
they give it to you. It looks like a little bit of a cartoon, but
that
I ain't having
sounds
it.
so wrong.
It's on a food truck, baby.
Kool-Aid pork lips.
Yep. I'll probably find you a picture, and it looks just like.
Does it come with a minstrel show?
Nope. Comes with a couple napkins though.
Like it sounds so
It's
terrible.
when you look at it, I thought it was a joke, but it's this lady's food truck, and she's knocking it out.
And they must be good then.
Yeah, she said they're going to have more this weekend.
Like tender, and then you get the salty sweet thing, the savory sweet thing going on with it.
I don't know.
Maybe there's even the fact that it's kind of pickled in the Kool-Aid. There's an umami. I'm sure the Japanese would love it, like peanuts and Coke.
It looked very foul.
Or like the Chinese when they were using rocks and dipping them in like sauces, and they would suck on them and then give them back.
You never had some stone soup?
No, I've never sucked on a
Listen, the
rock.
most disgusting thing I've ever saw, and I was in China. There was a video out. You probably have seen it. 2 old women dipping stuff out of the sewer.
Yeah.
And they were
Filtered it.
skimming off the poop
Yep.
from the oil. And they said that 40% of their cooking oil is recycled that way.
Oh, God.
Would you like some egg foo young?
Fried rice, perhaps? You like fried rice?
No, I do like fried rice. Not
You
from
like
there.
the fried rice?
I like the lo mein, too.
I do like some lo mein.
Yeah. You know, lately I've been liking some ramen, like
Yeah.
with a good broth, like a
Yeah.
spicy broth.
And
some
I've got
pork
one
belly.
hot one, the sriracha one I'm bringing.
Yeah, it's
it's
really
pretty
good.
good.
It's good stuff.
I've been
Anyway,
into terrible junk food lately.
what is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
That whale blubber, that was the.
Whale blubber.
Well, blubber, that sounds good though.
That
was
sounds.
not.
It was
It's
not
where
good.
it comes cubed. It looks just like it sounds. It comes
Yeah.
cubed, and it gets bigger in your mouth as you
It
eat it.
expands.
Yes.
Oh, so it's like dehydrated. So
Uh-uh.
no,
It's not. It's like a big chunk of fat with a really tough skin
like
on
you
the
would
outside.
see like on a ribeye.
And if I was eating it, it was just getting bigger in my mouth. And the people we were with, which love them to death, there were some native folks, they did this because they knew I wasn't going to like it. And I finally like, can I spit this out now? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Nanook of the North, they said.
Man, it was awful.
Well, and especially in your travels, sir. What have you eaten?
No question, the most exotic and strange thing I ate was beluga.
Yeah.
Beluga.
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I was in Mindanao.
But imagine the
It
stuff
tastes
that,
good.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
But here's one of the things I learned. And when I was in Afghanistan, I think I've told this story before, but they would cook their food in the field and they used these patty things, and it was human
crap patties. Yeah.
with diesel on it. And they would cook their meat over it. And that was the one
When
time
they're-
I said, I don't need E. coli, but you got to be careful because you don't want to offend
Yep.
the local
right.
savages.
Just the whale blubber.
Right. The natives, as we say.
Yes. They were, and then they had we didn't eat it, but they had stinky seal fin soup where they harvest a
I'll
seal.
have some of that.
They go bury the fins on the beach for about 3 months, and then they dig it up, bring it home, and make a broth and just cook
They
it.
just aged the meat. That's all they did. Aged the tendons and stuff.
It's called stinky seal skin soup. So why would or fin soup? Why would you eat?
And I've ate snakes and stuff like that at Jungle.
Yeah.
That's nothing,
Yeah.
But
No, I
what
don't
about
think.
you?
No,
What
I
about
can't
you,
think.
Joe?
I was sitting over here after I asked the question. What? And I'm like, I kind of stay out of situations
Maybe your
like
boogers
that.
when you were a little boy.
Yeah, exactly,
Boogers
right.
were saying
If you go to Korea with me, I'll take you to that place where we ate the rat. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
It was. Yeah, we went back the next day.
pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Okay.
We knew what we were eating after about 3 bites. We knew what we were into. Yeah, they
So
kept saying it's chicken, but
Colonel Holland tells a story when he was the DAO down in Colonel. If you're listening, I know you usually do. He was in Bolivia, and he would go to these remote posts out in the jungle, out in the jungle borders of Brazil on the river. He said he saw a man in a. I hope I get this right, sir. In a thong, not a thong, but a little leather strap thing,
like a loincloth.
a bag over his back with. Moving around like this,
Okay.
and he had a bow in one hand, he had a dagger stuck in his thing, and he's eating at a restaurant which has a dirt floor now, mind you.
Yep.
He said he comes in, talks to the guy, throws the thing on the table. The guy opens it up. There's a monkey in there. There's a snake, and they take it right back to the back. And he goes, that's what you're going to eat.
Yep, jungle meat. Woo! Jungle meat, baby.
That's a bit much. But, you know, somebody you got to eat.
You got to eat, man.
Some days you can fast.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Anyway, you know, I've been reading through Exodus this week, and it
Yeah.
really
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, man, I'd like to trace manna. Like, taste some, like, you
That
know,
would be the best.
but, like, they can't even listen there. It's like, hey, don't take too much. Of course they do. Or don't leave any out. It'll rot. Of course they do. Like, they can't even help themselves. They're never getting it right.
They're man.
Israel's
It's
blessed with
man.
Yeah, I
at
know.
the same
That's
time.
kind of the whole
You know,
point.
it's what it is.
Man, Joe.
Well, you get daily bread another way, but it's like it's described as like tasting like honey to a certain
Could you
degree.
imagine?
Like, yeah, it falls like dew, and then like there's bread on the ground, and you survive on that for 40 years.
You long for nothing, man. You know,
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool after it's over with. Kind of sucked for about 40 years.
Well,
40 years is nothing. It's span of time. Get the-
he would be kneeling
He would
before
be-
a golden calf
he would-
before you know.
Baal would be.
He
would
would
be bringing Baal
definitely.
burnt offerings.
Is it veal? This golden calf?
Yeah.
Veal
Like,
parmesan, perhaps?
Well, actually, God, Moloch promised me meat. So,
Hey,
come on, man.
Moloch would promise you baby meat, Joey.
Yeah.
Baby meat.
Yeah, oh,
'Cause
yeah.
he's a child god.
Oh, you painted
but-
a picture of Ellen DeGeneres.
I try to avoid it. I try to avoid it.
It's Ellen DeGeneres when she was at her all-time high. She
Yeah.
looks like Ellen DeGeneres. And then there's a picture of her the other day, and it looks like a 99-year-old man. It said, "This is what happens when they take the baby blood away from you."
That's weird. That's weird.
That's what I was wondering what the segue was there.
sorry.
What the connection was there. I
Getting
was
the,
like,
getting the-
how
the-
dark are we going today?
Pretty dark.
Anyway, there's some calls.
David Allen Coe died though.
Yeah,
did
he
you
did.
talk
Yeah,
about that? Yesterday? He
86.
died
No, I didn't
yesterday.
talk-
86 years old.
I saw him
But man,
walk out on a
it's a good
stroller,
life.
Joey.
Yep.
A stroller at the Dothan Civic Center with Jamie Johnson. I go, he's still alive.
Dude,
That was years ago, my
he's
brother
a
said.
rough living, to say the
Well,
least.
I believe, he brought
Rough
it on
living.
himself, dude.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Quiz, where's he from? Do you guys know where he's from? You know his backstory?
I know some of his backstory, a lot of time in jail, but
Johnny Cash helped him get out of
Yep.
prison, right? But do you know where he's from? He claims Texas, right? It's
don't think
Akron, Ohio. Akron, Ohio.
Hey, I didn't
He
think
grew
it
up
was
there. He
Texas.
was in the Ohio State Penitentiary. You know, I don't see him as
Ohio.
an Akron,
Hold on.
Ohio guy.
No, but
Ohio
Ohio really
is nothing
is
but Midwest Alabama.
Well,
Thank
no,
you. Yeah.
Midwest Alabama.
It's the part of the country that the South took over without firing a shot. They came up there for jobs after the war. I'm not joking.
that's
Everybody,
true.
all of us got kinfolk.
You say
I
the
mean-
folks in Kentucky fired no shots?
I mean, for instance, look at J.D. Vance. He could easily be lieutenant governor of
oh,
Alabama.
all day long.
Look
all
at
day long.
Right.
Look at me. I could be in charge of Mississippi.
Oh, no doubt.
Nobody,
oh,
would
no.
wear, nobody.
As long
would
as
wear-
Tate's there,
no
buddy,
one
he's
wear-
gonna put up
no,
a
no,
fight.
None would wear clothes on Saturday at the Grove.
By the way, Trump today is giving a speech at the Villages in Florida. Which,
Yeah, yeah.
My
isn't
mom
that
and-
like
big
a
retirement
retirement
center.
place?
Mom and
Yeah,
my
it's
sister down there.
older.
My sister has one of my sisters has a church down there, which
Really?
which
church.
is wonderful.
Well, they need it down there,
They-
from what I've heard about the
You need to
VD.
attend it, Eddie.
Well, that was the plan. But anyway, my sister is taking my mom down there now, and I'm telling you, dude, a field trip to the Villages might not be the worst idea.
I heard it's pretty nice. They got a lot of activities going on.
That every
What,
like
you gonna
4
go
blocks
line
you have a
dancing?
town central.
line dance.
Don't be knocking on my line dancing Thursday night.
Let's
We
go
have
to
lessons.
let's speaking of lines, go to line one. Hey, line one, you're on there. Who's this?
Hello.
Anybody there? You've been waiting for a while, and
Hello.
I want to give you the opportunity after just hanging up.
Anybody there? I'm going with no.
Well, let's go to line two. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
How you
Hey.
doing?
Pretty good. Dude, if I was going to those foreign countries and, this is what they were serving, I guess I'd just starve to death. I don't know if I could take it. Yeah, but, I've heard, all kind of stuff, and it's just, just a array of all kinds of stuff that, well, we would never eat here, conceive of eating here at all. The bugs, the crickets, that kind of stuff.
No, thanks.
Well, I could eat a snake, okay? But balloons? There's no way, dude. I couldn't get it down.
Beluga. It's good.
That's the egg.
It's the egg that's fermented in the thing. And you know what they drink with it? It's called tuba. And it is coconut liquor. And it will knock you on your butt.
Now,
Well,
could you eat
better.
some?
I'd probably have to drink that first.
Yeah, you would. It,
Yeah.
it helps. It helps.
Could you eat some Rose brand pork brains with milk gravy?
Because we got a can up here.
Yeah, I'm holding it in my hands.
I did bring that pizza soup, and Greg enjoyed the mess out of that a couple weeks ago. He really drank. I mean, he drank it and enjoyed it.
I see Greg.
We were just like, all of us in here are grossed out. Greg's like, it's not bad.
It's not too bad.
It reminded me of the Caddyshack scene. It's just a baby Ruth.
You forget about his past.
This is true.
He's done worse.
Greg, poor Greg, not here to defend himself.
So, what do you guys? How are y'all reading this latest meltdown? I'm interested in what Troy had to say about all of the redistricting and stuff. What's your take on this foaming out of the mouth outrage that the Democrats are going through?
Well, Terry Sewell, oddly enough, made an announcement last night that in lieu of all this redistricting, that California and Virginia needs to double down and get it Democrat. And I'm thinking,
how's that working?
You don't
for
get
him?
it, do you? You don't get it. You don't know where
get
you're
it.
from. You don't know where you're from. The problem is this, and with the governor, and when Joey mentioned that, and my thoughts go like this. When he said, Tortoise, and I agree, but let's be honest, I don't think she's in charge, okay? Let's be honest. She drools, and she's done by 3 o'clock, and they put her in her little nap, and she gets her little gin and tonic, and then ice cream, and goes to bed. And the thing is this.
By the way, I'm imagining a tortoise doing that.
Oh,
It's pretty great. Drinking that gin. Oh, it's so good.
He's got rosy cheeks.
Got me cookie dough ice cream.
Bring me my mint julep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
It'd be Belvedere, fetch my mint julep. My whole. Anyways, my thoughts are this, and Joey, I know he was hammering on it yesterday. Look, there's a reason Gudger, there's a reason Ledbetter didn't do anything and stood there while there was motion to get this moved in a bill. So now their hand is going to be forced today, probably, or Monday at the latest, I think. And guess what? You can either come easy or we'll make you come hard. It's that simple. If not, then the pitchforks and the torches need to come out this weekend, and we need to go burn the castle down.
Something's got to happen here. I mean, because what did she say? Well, we have a court ruling, and it's till 2030. And I'm like,
you're an idiot.
Do have a court ruling, and they addressed it just yesterday. Really, I think did they mention the Alabama case in that court ruling?
I haven't read through all the concurrent stuff, but
they did.
I believe Clarence Thomas did. Yeah.
He did.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have a court ruling. It's the Supreme Court. They've told you. I don't know how much more clear.
Here again, this is a state that is disobeying a federal judge's order for Cinco de Mayo to return to his command.
Oh, yeah.
They're just dragging out. They don't answer. They play stupid. I'm sorry. This state is derelict. Its leadership is listless. It is a ship without a rudder. And the people need to wake up and stop voting just on a Republican or Democrat and know what these people are about.
Yes.
Now, and here's some extra good news. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri said in an X statement, he urged the DOJ to apply the Supreme Court decision across all states and use it to end illegally racially gerrymandered districts, saying this is what oversight before, sent a whole letter to him. And then Harmeet Dillon, the DOJ's Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, said in response to Schmidt's post that the department's already taking action. Senator, we are on it. This Department of Justice under Todd Blanche continues to prioritize equal protection of the laws for all Americans, be it in employment, housing, education, and voting. So it actually looks like it was a good thing that Pam went on to a beautiful private gig. She did a great job, kind of. She kind of screwed me over with the Epstein thing. But I think under Todd Blanche,
we've had more movement than we've had in like months with her.
Well, the whole concept of using race in order to stop racism, was just galling to me the whole time it was going on. I guess for the last 40 years. But really, what was bad was the Republicans just sit there and just let it happen. It's like, oh well, we can't do anything about it.
Right.
Finally, we've had some people step up and take it to them, because it's just outrageous and wrong, on so many levels. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, listen. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Eddie, we're not going to be able to lake this week.
I'm going to the beach here in a couple hours in a countdown.
Yeah, he's already dressed for it. In his
He is.
pastel hoodie.
He's got. He looks like a spring
Yeah,
breaker.
is that like an American flag pastel hoodie, but the stripes are fish?
Yeah, it's got fish.
Oh,
on it.
nice.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
He's a spring
Did
breaker.
you see my
Yeah,
shorts?
Well, I didn't see your
American.
shorts.
All American.
Oh, American flag shorts. You know that's against flag code, son.
It's almost got like
Not really.
boat shoes
These are
on.
not
He's
made
just-
of a flag.
Dude, I don't need any of those negative Eddie images.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There
Might
is-
be something happening at the
this-
beach this
this-
weekend, or you never know.
This is just Eddie raw and unfiltered, baby.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
See you, brother. Hey, I just got a good quote. Kay Ivey is Biden in a skirt.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
But she's happy that Steve Marshall moved on this. And that, like all these folks saying, well, no, we've got this. It's like, no, you're not leading at all. Tuberville's leading on this.
Right.
Ainsworth's leading on this. Marshall's leading on this. Wes Allen's leading on this. You're the governor of the state, and you're like, well, we're just not in that position. But I like that we're moving into a better position. Let me first raise this foot up and then
yeah.
put this other foot down and raise this up.
Exactly right.
Ice cream.
I suppose there's something to be said about slow and steady wins the race. But
A
that
slow-
was just a stupid Aesop thing.
A slow and steady high stepper?
Yeah.
What did the tortoise say? Did you create an account for tortoise? We should.
Exactly.
No, we should.
No, I was tempted to take my old
Why
school.
don't we could just throw. We could just say Charlemagne, another lover lost, or something like that out there. Just something weird. Just something weird.
I'd missed the moment. It's probably moved on in the algorithm, but I should have reposted my AI generated K Ivy on a jet ski saying this is why
love that.
we can't
Oh,
redistrict.
Joe,
He's
you
too
missed-
busy out on the lake.
You missed the golden opportunity.
We're
We need to
wrestling
get that
in
on a
Mexico.
shirt.
There's somebody high up in Alabama politics, and he puts like in the guest bathroom
Yeah.
in his office, he puts just like historical photos and fun stuff. And he said he took a picture of the pictures in that bathroom, and there is K Ivy on a jet ski.
That's awesome.
Question, Joey. If we were to make shirts, would we get in trouble if we donated the money for the T-shirts? We sold T-shirts of Kay Ivey on a jet ski and donated the money. Would we get in any kind of trouble?
Who we donate it to? Joey and Eddie's
Eddie
bank
Bader
accounts?
Fund, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
If
the
we
human,
probably get
the human fund.
like
Joey.
selling T-shirts
The
with a
veteran
photo
nation.
we made with AI. Yeah, I think we're allowed to do
I
that.
think we're allowed, right?
Do the veteran nation.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
I think it'd be great.
10% goes to
10% goes to you, all you invalids and people missing legs. Screw you. But
Right.
here's 10%. We're gonna take the
10%.
rest. Yeah.
That's it.
no. We could do 100%.
We could definitely.
There's
Well, it doesn't matter. We're not going to do it anyway.
Well,
272-9.
Just so negative. I
He's
got the
so
weekend.
defeated.
Now you know.
just being
Now you know what I'm
realistic.
going to do with my weekend.
I'm just being realistic. This guy's got ideas for days.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm an
yes.
idea man.
He's
no
an idea.
doubt.
Yeah, come check out the new suit. This part of the program,
Oh boy.
brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Sorry,
Look at my suit.
no, it's an inside thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's not even that. It's not even dirty. It's
bet
just
it
funny.
No, it's just
It's just funny the journeys of real estate.
Ironically, you bring up Pest Pro. They serviced my house yesterday.
Yeah.
They called me up, let me know, hey, Eddie, it's time to do your quarterly service. I said, hey, I don't think we've started the mosquito program yet. So we were able to get that started as well. So now I'll be able to sit outside on the deck and not have to swat none. Because there are some, we're right on the lake. So, and there was a little bit of a swamp to the right of us. So we are in Skeeter Central.
And they're nasty, man.
Yeah.
Carry disease.
Carry disease. You can
And
get-
they're just gross creatures.
Yeah.
Like they seriously are. I think
They're
created by God to
parasites.
test
They're
us.
parasites. They're parasites.
So check out Pest Pro to especially get rid of those nasty
Yeah.
mosquitoes. Or perhaps you've seen one too many a cockroach and you thought, well, I thought another company already
They're feeding,
know.
baby.
Why not go with a great local company like Pest Pro Services? They actually get the job done, and they have that monthly subscription model.
Yep.
That's the way to do it.
And that's what I
Great
like
way.
to do because I can do it with the mosquitoes. I can turn it on, I can turn it off.
There you go. So check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV. It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call, 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Independent Glass has been your one-stop shop for all things glass since 1978. They offer a full range of architectural products, and they're armed with the knowledge and expertise to get even the most demanding job done, big or small. Attention to detail, 24-hour replacement services, and their uncompromising commitment to excellence is why Montgomery's first choice for all things glass is Independent Glass. Call them today at 263-2823 and learn more about what they can do for you at independentglassco.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
The month of May is underway, and we've got some rain on the way. There is a storm system along the Gulf Coast that will be moving on eastward. Mostly cloudy today, risk of showers by this afternoon, and an increasing risk of showers and storms this evening, tonight, first half of the day on Saturday. Locally heavy rainfall amounts are possible. High today and again on Saturday up to about 67. Tonight's low 52. And some chilly nights in our future Saturday night and Sunday night with mid-40s for the overnight low temperatures. Sunday looks okay with sunshine and a high around 72. A bit warmer on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Coming into Eddie's favorite tune I've ever made.
This is a good jam, brother.
He used to call it the Celine Dion song.
Did you took all the out of it?
I did make a version of this with an oboe as the lead instead of lo-fi. Yeah, it's very Celine Dion. I have to admit, the melody is very Celine.
That's very cool.
It's just, this is much more metal, less celebratory.
Well, actually, you see, on the 10th anniversary, the Prince estate released a song called by Prince called With This Tear, and Celine Dion, he gave it to her, and she literally had it on one of her albums.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, you're in the original version. Made me sad, honestly. Made me sad.
Why, Bubba?
Misty eyes.
Because it's a sad song, and it's like, 10 years that dude's been dead.
Yeah.
It's like,
He left his mark.
Oh, yeah, and more stuff to come.
He'll never be topped in many ways, so.
Yeah, let's go to BB. Hey, BB, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good, Joe. It's nice out here on the back porch.
Yeah, it's beautiful today.
Man, I'm telling you, we know July's coming.
Yep.
We know where we live.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of that, I was born and raised here in Alabama. I lived a few years off, so other places. Only time I've been to Ohio was going through on a Greyhound bus. couple, and I'm 76 years old, still working. I don't I don't care nothing about quitting. Didn't care nothing about getting up early enough to go in work this morning, so I called out.
You sound like a smart man.
Yep.
It's okay. It's okay. They're gonna make up for it on Monday and all.
Yeah.
So look here, Troy, I called and we kind of got on. Three of y'all, you and Pam and Joey was there. I was punking y'all about being Yankees coming down here and all, and Joey too got a bone because of him being so dang different. I was at one time interested in all that libertarianism and all, and then Rand Paul has just completely soured me on that. But I really like when you got your buddies from the bunch over there in Auburn to come in and talk. That they are marvelous. Is Victor Davis Hanson a libertarian?
No, he's more kind of old school conservative, I would say.
Yeah, you're right. No. So let's see. I got way back about 40, 50 years ago, a boss young'un called me. Everybody just called me Billy Bob, and so it I smiled and they did too. So it stuck. So I've been one ever since, and all. And people ask, "Well, you can to Billy Bob Thornton?" I said, "Well, yeah, sure. That's my cousin." you know, everybody named Billy Bob's got to be kinfolk and all. So you can imagine a lot of how I feel about things and all. Like I said, born in Montgomery back when it was before it became Monkstown and all. So I hear Troy, and like we said, an outsider to begin with, come down here and start dog cussing about what's going on around here and essentially leadership and all like that. Well, me being my age and my background, I just got one thing to say to him.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. Congratulations.
I like this guy. I want to go on his porch and drink some whiskey with him. Hey, listen, listen, brother, I want to say one thing. I'm a proud son of the Confederacy. I'm a member of the Turner Ashby camp of Winchester, Virginia, out of Berryville, and my family fought for the 10th and 41st Virginia in the Army of Northern Virginia. My papa, who was the moonshiner that taught me how to distill a little bit, was with his folks were with the 10th Partisan Rifles, the Orphan Brigade of Kentucky. So I am a Southerner by the grace of God, but I was dislocated for a while. Now I've been returned. So,
well, look. I remember saying this to somebody, a girl that was here.
Yes, sir.
And she, and then we're talking about her from where is she now? From anyway, Florida, way down Florida, one of them transplants and all that.
Yeah.
Come up. So I said, welcome to Alabama. And she said, oh, my goodness. And then said it later on when she was talking to people. Said, I feel at home now. I've been welcomed to Alabama by a fellow named Billy Bob. So,
you're one of us. You're one of us.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that a while back. Your family's Civil War background, and I wanted to hear the rest of that. Thank you for.
Well, yeah, you're welcome. And I want to tell you something. You sound like a very Billy. You are what I call the silent majority, but you're not that silent. I can tell. But there's a lot of you out there. There's a lot of great Americans out there. Wherever I go, I find great Americans when I start talking to people. And don't let this crap that's being fed to us alter our course. We need to be more engaged and checking on one another. And I'm telling you, things are. Joey said it best. There is a resurgence in youth now looking for spiritual meaning. Yeah. Things are changing in this country also for the good.
The faith.
Went up to Tallahassee last night.
Love that place.
A buddy's little girl was playing her last softball season and all like that. And man, what a bunch of people, and all black and white.
Yeah.
And shades in between. We know what that means.
Yeah.
Cream puffs. So
I love this.
It was it was a wonderful place. Just people getting along and all. Eddie said something about the I called her Governor Granny, and then it blowed up everybody saying Mimo, and I thought that was perfect. And all. So Eddie said something about what do you expect from how'd you say it?
A rhino.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Look, bingo. And looking at what I said early on when I found out, because I didn't know, gals that cut my hair and all talking one time, and said it was years ago when she was showing up and running, and they said something about her being a lesbian. I said,
yeah, she
what?
is. She's a road butcher.
And I had no idea. I've seen the old photographs of her. She's, about 5 something like years older than me, and old photographs of her at Auburn, and just the prettiest gal and all like that. And I understand people's proclivity, blah blah, but and all like that. So some of that I'm not surprised about, but what I started saying when people started getting mad about her and all like this, why did she do that? And it dawned on me, what do you expect from an old lesbian? My God.
She was married twice. That was a front, though. That was a front corporation.
People change too with the years.
She's a rug
I
muncher
wonder
now.
if it was an attempt. We all, get raised in a certain way and all like that. And I'm thank you, Lord, thank you, Mom and Daddy, and all my ancestors for them. But I didn't make it either. I got married twice too, and boom. Kind of like James when he talks about that gal that was married to for about 15 minutes. Oh my Lord! What I say? But I it don't make me no different and all. I still love women, and I just wound up eventually loving everybody if I get
there. You go,
Joey.
Well, I've got to hit a break here, but I appreciate it.
Thank you, BB. Awesome call. Call back, man.
Appreciate it. 272-9228.
Yeah.
It's 334-272-9228. Yeah, I used spun something up real quick. The Tortoise.
I love it. We're gonna make it a
bless your heart. Let's get it done. Yeah, let's get it done.
Next week, next month.
Right. It might take a second.
Next year, 2030.
Anyway, we'll be right back after that.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now. For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Before I forget, this part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors, and they're at Invista Advisors. They're ready to help you with any sort of financial planning at all. And it's not too early. It's not too late. If you're trying to put together a financial plan to direct your life, they can help you out. And of course, that involves asset management, running those investments for you, getting good strategies where you are in life. Or it could be you're just starting out with a family and want to create that long-term plan, especially with children in mind, whether education or just setting them up to be comfortable later in life. Or maybe you're in the middle of life and most of your wealth is tied up in a small business. Or it could be you started a nonprofit and it continues to grow and it's getting a little like, hey, I need some help. So they have a whole team there, CPAs, business consultants, and investment advisors all working together to provide a comprehensive financial plan customized for you. To start that conversation, just get in touch with them direct at 387-0094. That's 334-387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how you doing?
How you doing, fellas?
No, right. How you doing, man?
All righty. Mr. Troy?
Yeah, I
Mr.
knew
Troy,
you were going to jump
man,
on me.
I wish, Mr. Troy, I wish I ran up on you back in my drinking days, man.
Oh, man, but tell you what, you better brought your lunch, brother.
Oh, boy, you know.
I'm a scrapper.
Terrible, boy, for a minute.
I used to be a bad man, but not anymore. I try to be more Christian-like and not try to be as violent.
Keyword there is try.
And,
Try.
But,
Thanks, Joey.
but Mr. Joey, though, I'd like to speak with Governor Ivey for a minute if I could, sir.
Oh, sugar, what's going on? Actually, I would love for her to actually call in if you're out there, Governor.
That'd be great.
Yeah, but Governor Ivey?
Yeah?
I want to be a snitch today. I want to tell some people. They've been talking about you. And first of all, why is white folks so happy about this redistricting stuff, Governor Ivey? Why they so uptight about that and loving this so much, Governor Ivey?
Well, because they're mostly Republicans and they like to win.
Yeah.
They're winners.
Well, Governor, you know, you say you want to see this thing out until 30/30. So talk to me. Why do you want to send it out? I mean,
well, we gotta go by the. Sorry. We gotta go by the process. We're not in a position. But Steve, the Attorney General might be in the position. It's been a while since I've done Ivy. Seriously, Governor, if you're listening, call us.
That would be great.
Now, Governor, you agree now that this state been bad over the years. The colors folks back in the day. Now, Governor.
That's why we have commemorations and memorials and marches and all this stuff.
SPLC.
You know, down in the state of Alabama, you know, they last on everything anyhow. So hell, just let them drag it out anyhow to right along that time, like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? I mean, have they got everything passed on time though?
They'll move when it's really in their interest. And no, this is why a lot of folks are putting the pressure on them to actually move on this. We'll see if they actually get it done.
Sitting on their hands.
You know, and everybody else got casinos and everything. We're not allowed to.
No casinos. State, so. No gambling for you unless you go see
There's plenty of lobbying money coming in from outside sources that's gambling related. I can tell you that much.
Guaranteed it's gambling related.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
their money's good.
But anyhow, I appreciate talking to you, Governor. But back to you, Joey.
Yes. Thank you.
How you been doing, man?
Great.
It's been outstanding, actually.
Better than I deserve.
Yeah.
I love it.
Somebody, man, they almost had a heart attack laughing at me about the priest yesterday. You know. I ain't mean to pick on the priest yesterday like I did.
No, they can handle it.
I gave him more thought. I wonder would I would love to be a priest or a pope.
Well,
I want a little bit of hat.
You can't be a pope.
I mean, any actually male Catholic in good standing could technically be pope. But usually the pope's picked from the cardinals and the really, really snooty smart folks.
No, one question though about this thing though, being a pope or not the pope, but the priest or nun. You can't get none. They say you can't have sex and stuff like that. Is that true, Joey?
No, they take a vow of celibacy, and in many ways, it's liberating for a lot of folks.
So they're not supposed to. So just talk to me. They don't supposed to have sex.
Yeah, that's what a vow of celibacy
Yeah,
means.
no sex.
Like no sex, and I mean no, but and not even like, but and Duke, it's more than that. It's not like, oh, I can think of all the dirtiest stuff in the world. I just don't cross a certain line. No, it's get lust out of your heart.
Yeah.
Like I think Jesus himself says, if you lust after a woman, you have committed adultery in your heart. The point is to be pure and celibate in thought and mind, and of course in action. And in many ways, the idea is that if you're a nun or a priest, you are married to the church.
Yes.
You are.
So, if you're a priest now, you ain't had none, you can't get none, and ain't no supposed to get any of it, and so you stuck behind this wall. Listen to people talk about their problems, say, you got Susan there, daddy boy saying he just can't stop doing it,
Sure.
and so how he can explain to this when he never experienced it before himself?
Well, I mean, there are some that go in. There's some that have experienced it, and they went into their vocation later in life.
I'm talking about the one that hadn't experienced how good maybe sex is or whatever.
Well, sometimes it's good to have. Let me put it to you this way, Duke. If you're caught up in you're really just want it, you want it, and you're lusting after a woman, you got lust all over you. And sometimes, isn't it nice when one of your buddies who doesn't see that and that same girl goes, "You idiot, stop it." There's something nice about somebody who is not in the throes of that, isn't caught up in that can have an independent point of view.
So what you're saying, or the priest and the nun in the same room, and and the nun get to bending over, wearing little sexy stuff around the priest.
They're not, but they don't do that.
He get worked up. He get.
They don't do that. They do that. They don't do that.
I'm talking about hypothetically speaking now.
You're going to have to answer to God for that. You know that, don't you?
Or you could look up a guy named Peter Abelard and some of what he did.
Terrible dude.
They can get stuck so well together,
You're terrible.
They should just happen, and everybody get worked up. And so what's going to happen? Who's going to punish the priest when he get out of hand?
The church. And if you go far enough, you're going to be no longer a priest.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, you know
what?
I'll be here, not here.
Hey, I got a joke for you. You know what the only meat that a priest can eat on Friday? None.
What that?
None. That was from Cheech and Chong.
You're going to have to answer God for
That's
that.
from
Just so
Cheech
you
and
know
Chong.
that.
That's Cheech and Chong did
Now
that.
you
Stacey
and
Keach
Duke will be
said that.
standing in line together.
I don't know. I get where you're coming from, but without giving too much detail away, I saw a priest. Hold on. Without getting too much detail, I saw a priest today anoint my grandfather. It's called the anointing of the sick.
That's awesome.
And give him communion, and it's a beautiful service. It's a beautiful thing, and I think these are some of the best people and the people that are called to that vocation and do it truly. Yeah. I mean, they're still people. They're human beings. They sin. They do all sorts of things. Right. But the folks that are called to it and live with it and with integrity, they're some of the best among us.
Now, Joey, one priest got us in trouble. What's the one in Notre Dame? Where did that happen at with a priest?
I mean, pick your city.
That was Lou Holtz.
Oh, that was I think I don't know off the top of my head. Philly, Boston.
Now, he's a priest. He's a priest too, and he liked the little boys or something.
Well, you said Notre Dame. I was thinking Lou Holtz.
A priest, they're still men. They're still children of God. They're not going to be perfect.
It's a tough.
And there's a lot of them that are going to hide behind things like that just because they can.
And also, Duke, if you were the devil, wouldn't you want to attack people that have positions of power that's supposed to represent your dogged enemy, God?
About the devil, let me see here.
Yeah, if you were the devil, if you're just going to get that random drunk down at the bar back in your drinking days, you remember all those folks. Is that really that much of a win as opposed to the guy who's supposed to be leading the flock of a whole congregation? You get him ensnared?
No, I want me some of these Trump supporters. That's what I want me if I was the devil.
Jeez.
You boy, you can get away with everything.
Well, maybe you got your wish already, Duke. I am the chosen one.
Hey, Mr. Strong, how you doing today, brother?
Well, Duke, I got to run, man. I got to hit this top of the hour.
All right, man.
Bye, Duke.
Hey, Duke.
272-9228. We do have to hit this break.
All
We'll
right.
be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump claims that the Iran war is already ended and that congressional approval is unnecessary. Under the War Powers Resolution of 1973, the commander-in-chief needs only formal approval from Congress for military action that extends beyond 60 days. That deadline for the Iran war arrived this week, but the administration says a current ceasefire has put the war on hold and effectively ended it. No need for congressional approval now. The president says he'll increase the tariffs charge on cars and trucks from the European Union starting next week, up to 25% now. He's accusing the EU of not complying with a fully agreed-to trade deal about a year ago that had established the percentage for those tariffs at 15%. It's going up now. And the Pentagon says it's partnering with 7 tech companies. The goal is to tap into their artificial intelligence in classified systems. This is SRN News.
I talked to a lot of great companies. Very few of them actually literally surprised me, but Fellowship Home Loans sure did. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian and the team there have been helping families do something most people think is more complicated than it has to be. Get into a home, lower their rate, or tap into equity they didn't even realize they had. Everything at Fellowship is done in-house. One roof, one great team, all with a servant-led mentality. From your first phone call to closing, you're going to get people who know you by name. They'll know your situation. They treat you like family. They're also offering a free mortgage checkup right now. Don't miss out. Rates are lower now than if you purchased or refinanced your home in the last few years. Many Fellowship customers are saving hundreds of dollars a month when refinancing, and there are no payments for 2 months. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
The month of May is underway, and we've got some rain on the way. There is a storm system along the Gulf Coast that will be moving on eastward. Mostly cloudy today, risk of showers by this afternoon, and an increasing risk of showers and storms this evening, tonight, first half of the day on Saturday. Locally heavy rainfall amounts are possible. High today and again on Saturday up to about 67. Tonight's low 52. And some chilly nights in our future Saturday night and Sunday night with mid-40s for the overnight low temperatures. Sunday looks okay with sunshine and a high around 72. A bit warmer on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Governor Kay Ivey received an update Thursday on the Metro Area Crime Suppression Unit's effort to fight crime in Montgomery. Over the past 2 years, the MAX unit has made nearly 700 arrests, seized 555 guns, and recovered 92 stolen vehicles. The MAX unit has also made approximately 6,000 traffic stops and executed nearly 1,400 arrest warrants. Alabama AI officer Aaron Wright began work this week as the state's first chief artificial intelligence officer. The newly created position is housed within the Alabama Office of Information Technology. Wright said in a statement, artificial intelligence is no longer a future technology. It is here now. A Montgomery man is one of 5 finalists in Entrepreneur Magazine's National Business Contest. Christopher Leonard started Miraculous Universal Development earlier this year and entered the Entrepreneur of Impact contest to help grow the business. The winner will receive $25,000 and a mentoring session with Damon John of Shark Tank. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Don't miss the River Region Healthy Living Expo happening Thursday, May 14th from 10 to 2 at the Shops at East Chase. From senior health to total wellness, it's all here and admission is free. Learn more in the Check It Out section at WAKA.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Breaking news, at least if you're going to consider Sean Spicer a good source, and he might very well be. Remember old Spicy, first press secretary for Trump?
Yeah. It's funny.
Within a couple hours, he says, and he posted this about 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
Within a couple hours, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey will announce a special session on Monday. New map will yield one additional Republican seat. New map will be 6-1. Next legislative session would likely then get to 7-zip. So they're not going to go for the big 7-0 in this special? They're just going to go back to the old map?
To the basic.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and I kind of get this idea, where essentially what you're doing is saying, hey, what they smacked us about in 2023, that 3-judge panel?
Yeah.
Yep. No, we're going back to what we proposed.
Right. We were wrong.
We're just going back to the simple one, which we've had since, what, the early 90s?
Yes.
The 6-1 setup?
It's been since the early 90s.
And then in the next regular, once you have your brand new State House, Sugar, you excited to go visit that? You actually going to come hang out at the State House with me?
They got a good bathroom.
It looks like, from the looks of the atrium, I think the bathrooms are going to be pretty
I got a feeling I'd love to go there and leave
What do
a
you mean by
deposit.
good bathroom, though?
I'd like to go there and leave a deposit. Maybe.
Sure. I'm sure the water pressure will be great.
Well, I hope they have a tank.
Yeah?
Do the old high and dry trick.
No, this is, what is wrong with you? That's just disgusting.
These guys work for us. We can do what we want.
They're your subordinates. Treat them as such.
Right. If your boss left one high and dry for you, I don't know how much you would.
What? They do. Oh, there's somebody out there that ain't going to take it.
No, it's just some poor janitor who finds it later.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like the governor or
With my
the
luck, it'd be
Senate
me,
pro
too.
tem or the speaker cleans out the toilets.
Right. We need keys to their desk.
No, we don't. You cannot go to the State House. This seat, you got what you wanted. You do not. You're not allowed in the State House
Already.
this next year. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. See if there's an announcement from the governor. It's just, I think there are a lot of folks, especially local, like in Alabama politics, covering it. I mean, some who've always backed Kay Ivey and are like, "Oh, calm down."
Yeah.
But a lot of us are like, we've all been longing for something like a Ron DeSantis,
Yeah.
or Tate Reeves, or like,
Could you imagine?
I don't know, somebody.
Tommy
Tuberville. Yeah, somebody that
Definitely.
can actually, get out there and be vigorous and
the
talk
ball.
the arguments, move the ball on a lot of big issues. Not saying Kay has not gotten anything done,
No,
but
but-
it's the Tortoise approach.
I just
And
retweeted it.
look, she's at an age where, really?
Yeah, man. Well, it's all right. We'll see if the
It's
announcement
gin and
comes.
ice cream, baby.
Yeah.
If this is what it takes, and we get it done,
So be it.
I'm happy. I want good results, not to be like who was right, who was wrong, then blah 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 blah. That's for another day.
So I have a request from one of our listeners. He wants us to talk about the mysteries. I'm going to open up the mysteries, but Joey's going to complete the order. This is for Mark Cumby. you're listening. It's about the recognition that spiritual truths are beyond human understanding, and that there is things such as the incarnation, the Trinity. Joey, he wants us to speak on the mystery for a minute.
The mysteries of the Rosary?
Yeah.
I mean, we can.
He just said, Troy, speak on the mysteries.
Okay. I mean, they're the three traditional ones. For folks who don't understand what the Rosary is, I mean, yes, you're saying a bunch of Our Fathers and Hail Marys. But each decade is 10 Hail Marys. It starts with Our Father, ends with the Glory Be, and then what is called the Fatima Prayer.
Right.
So let's say you pick the 10 sorrowful mysteries, which is traditionally what you do on Friday if you're doing it every day. I did that this morning. So the first mystery would be Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. And so what you're doing is picking an angle to think about that, meditate on that aspect of the gospel, of the scriptures. And then the next is the scourging at the pillar. And you can think of just the image of the scourging, or you can think of Pilate saying, what is truth? Or saying, ecce homo, like, behold the man. And then the next is the crowning of thorns, and that particular series of mysteries, then the carrying of the cross, then the crucifixion. And again, it's hundreds of years, centuries of tradition of different ways to meditate on these different mysteries. And so that's the sorrowful mysteries. You also have the joyful, which are the Annunciation when the angel visits Mary. You have the Visitation, which he goes and visits Elizabeth, who's pregnant with John the Baptist.
Right.
And again, from each one of these scenes of the gospel, there are many different ways to think about it as you're going through these prayers. And then it's, of course, the Nativity, the birth of Christ, and then the presentation at the temple, where Simeon, who was promised he would finally see the Messiah, is joyful. And then, of course, the finding of Jesus at the temple after they go to the festival and leave, and they realize he's not with the traveling party, and says, of course, shall I not be in my Father's house? And then there's also the glorious mysteries, which are the resurrection, the ascension, the descent of the Holy Spirit, Pentecost, and then very Catholic, and this is a very Catholic thing, the Assumption of Mary bodily assumed into heaven, and then the crowning of Mary in heaven, which Catholics would point to Revelation 12, I believe. And then the Pope later, Pope John Paul II, I believe, later added the luminous mysteries, because they're like, hey, we start with his birth, and then we jump right to the Passion.
Right.
So the new luminous that have been added in the last century are the baptism in the River Jordan, the wedding feast at Cana, the miracle at Cana, then him announcing the kingdom of God is at hand, then the transfiguration before Peter, James, and John, the sons of Zebedee, and then... I'm forgetting the last one. Of course, I would forget the last luminous. Oh no, it would be the Last Supper, the Eucharist.
Right, Last Supper, right? Eucharist.
The most obvious,
the most powerful of all.
And so, like, essentially, you wanted me to talk about these. That's the basic layout, and you go through these. And again, like I said it the other yesterday, we had on Jamie with the food bank here, and they're doing that big Bite the Budget event where they're, how you cook a meal for $20 for a family of four.
Right.
Okay.
And it's a competition they're going to do there at the food bank. And
That's
sign
cool.
up.
That's really
sign
cool.
up today. Like, if you want to join the competition, it'll be next Saturday.
Cool.
I believe, at the food bank. But I was talking to her, and for instance, when you're meditating on, say, the glorious mysteries, the resurrection, there's so many different ways, aspects of Scripture, different things you could talk about, and it really settled with me this week that one of my favorite things to meditate on, because it can be a bit much. It's like you think of, the very same power that said, "Let there be light," is the same power that gives the resurrection. Do you think of in the Gospel of Mark, the young boy who's clothed in white? Think of the Gospel of Matthew, the angel comes down and there's an earthquake and the stone is rolled. Do you think of these epic things, or do you think of like the road to Emmaus?
Right.
Where Cleopas, and they don't recognize him, and he teaches them all of why he's the fulfillment of the Old Testament. But my favorite, and the one I was meditating on this week, was when Jesus is on the shore and he is cooking fish and unleavened bread over the fire. And there's something very approachable about that. Because there's many other moments like the Transfiguration, for instance, where you literally are like, I can't even
see it.
Look, I'm not worthy to look, but there's something about being invited to a campfire to eat a meal, and something about even fish for breakfast. And then following that, Jesus asks Peter, who denied him 3 times, do you love me? 3 different times. And so there's something I think everybody, especially here in Alabama, can relate to sitting around the fire and a friend of yours just cooked you a meal and hands you something delicious. And can you imagine if that very friend is your Lord and Savior?
Right.
And I mean, this is some of the power of the stuff. And what will happen sometimes when you're saying these is like memories will come back. So, for instance, as I was thinking about the Nativity one day, I immediately had this flash of a memory of the first time I was rocking my niece, Lucy, brand new, just like barely born, and she's in her bassinet, and I was just rocking it with one single finger. And then I immediately thought the first time my brother wanted to take a shower and take a break, like, can you feed her? So I remember looking down and feeding her with the bottle. And like, so stuff like that will come up, like, you know, your own life, the memories. And it starts, what's beautiful about meditative prayer, and it doesn't have to be the rosary, but what's beautiful about meditative prayer is how much it will help integrate your own life, whether it's traumatic past events or just joyful things you maybe don't think about because you're caught up in the day-to-day and what's Donald Trump doing today and what are the Braves doing? Are they leading the division? And what am I going to cook tonight for the kids? Like, if you can find that time, even if it's just 30 minutes, an hour a day, to approach things this way, it I think will help change you and give you a peace that passes beyond understanding.
I think thank you for laying that out. I think he was talking about in the literal sense about the relative, or the certain truths that are there. I don't know, you could write us, Mark, but I thought maybe you were talking about that supernatural truth that we can't always put our finger on, but through our faith, we understand.
Well, there's that too.
Huh?
That's would be the aspect
in the
of mystery
literal sense, I think. So yeah, I'm thank you for laid out on that. I couldn't tell which one he was. He said,
I was talking to Mark yesterday in the parking lot about this, so I knew.
There you go. Yeah. So Mark, I brought it up for you.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. I mean, that's where my mind's been. I admit, folks, like, I look at the news and I go, like, for instance, Trump announces more tariffs on European cars, going up 25%. Okay. I'm seeing Iran just sent a new updated peace proposal, and markets are up on that, and they're up 0.5%. 5 shocking examples of Biden's DOJ's anti-Christian bias, and of course all the stuff with the redistricting and Governor Ivey. Also, this crazy J.P. Morgan banker at the center of a completely fabricated, quote-unquote, sex slave allegation.
Are you sure it's fabricated, Joey?
It's insane. Sure? It comes across as like a dude wrote it.
Okay, it comes across as fabricated, but are you sure it's fabricated?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I don't know if you saw how many applications they got in the last 48 hours, but something like 30,000 applications.
Let's include this in the profane mystery.
That's
that is a mystery.
And actually, maybe that's what it is. Every day I try to go through the joyful, the luminous, the sorrowful, and the glorious mysteries. And then there's always middays, Monday through Friday, where I get to go through the profane mysteries of American news.
That is your cross to bear.
Yeah,
that is your cross to bear. So bear it well.
I suppose. But by the way,
did you send an application?
I sent an application to J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, 30-something thousand other people did. I didn't know if you were.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I ain't looking to be anybody's. You know what I mean.
I'm just saying.
Now, this one thing, it kind of like Trump put it out there.
Right.
So let's start with Trump's statement, saying, "For months, Senator Bill Cassidy of the great state of Louisiana, a very disloyal person whose Trump endorsement got him elected, but later voted to impeach President Trump on what he has now proven to be a total hoax and scam, has stood in the way of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nominee, Casey Means, for the important position of U.S. Surgeon General. I nominated Casey, a strong Maha warrior, at the recommendation of Secretary Kennedy, who understands the Maha movement better than anyone, with perhaps the possible exception of me." Nevertheless, despite Senator Cassidy's intransience in political games, Casey will continue to fight for Maha on the many important health issues facing our country, such as the rising childhood disease epidemic, increased autism rates, poor nutrition, over-medicalization, and researching the root causes of infertility and many other difficult medical problems. Casey, thank you for your service to our nation, President Donald J. Trump, which means Trump withdrew her nomination to be the next U.S. Surgeon General. I think it's a crying shame. I think Casey Means would have been perfect as somebody. Now, Trump has nominated Nicole Saphier, who y'all have probably seen on Fox News. Yeah. But it's not Casey Means. And it's just so frustrating that, I mean, this is the power of a senator. Callie Means is Casey means brother.
Okay.
He put this out. I'm so proud of Casey and the way she conducted herself during this process. I'm also proud to work for the Trump administration, who has marshaled the disruptive Maha, Make America Healthy Again message and driven victories against dark forces personified by Bill Cassidy. At every step, Casey's message of hope and empowerment was thwarted by Bill Cassidy. Bill Cassidy is a mindless avatar for his donors and a blind defender of the status quo system that is profiting from American sickness. At every turn during Casey's confirmation, Bill Cassidy worked to delay her and smear her. For several months last year, Bill Cassidy knew Casey's due date. She's pregnant. He demanded to schedule her hearing on her due date. And at the last minute, scheduled it 2 days later. He could have scheduled it weeks before. Casey ended up having her baby the hour her first hearing was scheduled. Bill Cassidy worked with Mike Pence's pharma-funded group to smear Casey in the media as not sufficiently pro-life, when anyone who has a rudimentary understanding of Casey's message knows it is grounded in a deep respect and awe for the miracle of life. To Casey's assertion that Americans should consult with their doctors before taking any medical product, he worked to smear her as quote-unquote anti-vaccine for not saying every American should submit their children to mandatory injections without parental or medical input, which is his view. Bill Cassidy will lose his re-election and immediately work for the pharmaceutical industry who funded his political career. He will be remembered as an inconsequential figure who tried to stop the important disruptive Maha conversation President Trump and RFK unleashed. Because of his constant delay tactics, Casey is being pulled from consideration. I'm so proud of her and the historic change the Trump administration is pushing for against broken and corrupt defenders of the status quo, like Bill Cassidy.
Here's DoorDash for Bill Cassidy. Here's a bag of dicks, sir.
Telling you, man. But, you know, he's probably been his whole way, all the way up the ladder. Finally, somebody called him out. And that's the problem. We don't call these folks out as they work their way up.
And they're owned by money.
Yeah.
The interest to control them.
And we have some breaking.
Uh-oh. What do you got?
From Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter. Thank you, Governor Kay Ivey, for giving Alabama a fighting chance to send 7 Republicans to Congress. The House and Senate will convene 4 p.m. Monday for a special session. Here's a joint statement from Speaker Ledbetter and the Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger. Quote, after extensive dialogue and careful planning among Alabama's legislative leadership and Governor Ivey, we are grateful for the opportunity to convene in a special session to address the issue of redistricting. Governor Ivey is right. While SCOTUS delivered a landmark victory for conservatives, Alabama's situation is unlike many other states, as we are under a court order preventing the state legislature from redrawing congressional maps until 2030. With that said, we can and will set a contingency plan in place for our state's primary election should the U.S. Supreme Court remand Alabama's current case to a lower court with clear instructions to apply the Calais ruling. While there are no guarantees that Alabama's now unlawful court-mandated roadblock will be removed in time, we have a responsibility to give our state a fighting chance to send 7 Republican members to Congress. Control of the U.S. House of Representatives could come down to just a handful of seats, and when the dust settles, the people of Alabama will know that their legislature stood firm, acted decisively, and did everything within its power to fight for fair representation. So there it is. As Jeff Poor said, putting that out. Yep. There it is. Thank you. Like, I know a lot of folks always want to be negative, and sometimes we got to be negative because we don't trust y'all and we want to get your attention. But thank you.
Yep.
That's awesome. Let's move on it. And heck, if you need to push back primaries, let's do that too. What you just said in that last part, both Gudger and Ledbetter, that this could come down to who controls the House of Representatives.
Absolutely.
And if you don't want impeachment theater,
right,
nonstop.
Yep.
Which, again, if you're a Democrat, Trump is not going to be impeached. It's not going to be convicted
of
anything.
Yeah, but they love the idea of just torturing the guy.
Sure.
That's what they do.
And maybe you enjoy the theater, and you are free to enjoy the theater. Like, most of this is WrestleMania. But
100%.
If you want to see more actually get done, and an even larger majority and bigger margins so more can get done, as Trump tries to hand off the baton to the next generation, which is clearly being led by Vance and Rubio. Yeah, I think if you are a Republican in Alabama that voted 65% for Donald John Trump, you need to get this done. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Governor Ivey. Thank you, Nathaniel Ledbetter. Thank you, Garland Gudger. And thank you to everybody that raised some hell.
They're under duress. Trust me, they're under big time duress right now.
So that's a good sign. And I like that he's saying 7.
Yes.
Seven. Not the 6-1 compromise. 7. I like that. Thank you,
You know what
Speaker
that means? Shamari Figures is going to have to fight for this.
Oh, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight.
Oh, it's going to be a big old fight. Big old mess.
Money on money.
And again, the Democrats are trying to couch this in like moral, like standards of fairness, all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, you're mad because we're playing a zero-sum power game here, and it just moved the other way on you. And we can appeal, and indeed the Supreme Court did appeal to all sorts of good standards of fairness in the Constitution. Now, maybe you think judicial reasoning is shot from the get-go, that it's supposed to be this neutral thing, objective thing,
very partisan
but then we put,
activist.
fallible men and women on there in order to apply, and there's all sorts of creative stuff that you could look at the same exact case, and given the principle you start with, you come to a very different conclusion on how to resolve it. And that's just the nature of this, why you have 9 justices. It's why you don't have just one. You need those multiple points of view. But yeah, the ball is moved the other way. The politics, I will say, for all the hell Mitch McConnell deserves and gets, the move to essentially allow Trump to appoint several members of the Supreme Court, and it might very well be more, that was my prediction last year, is after Thomas and Alito got this done, they'll retire.
Yeah.
Because this is a big old ruling. They'll retire on that. Yeah. Trump gets to appoint 2 more people to where you have a solid majority going forward. And, of course, the Democrats will now run explicitly. Now, can they pull it off? Can they couch it in the moral terms that pull on people's heartstrings?
Well, that's a different matter.
Explicitly, can they pull off this idea of packing the Supreme Court, expanding it, like make it 15 members?
Yeah.
And then put all their people in there.
Put some limits. Put some service limits on some of our federal judges, for God's sake, man. Appointed for life.
Erica Thomas texted me, said, I just ran to your live stream to see your reaction to redistricting. I just wanted you to find relief. Well, thank you, Erica. That's very
I saw a great video with her and her dad this weekend, or from this past weekend.
Oh, it's pretty great. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And like, that thing I was talking about meditating on before, like Jesus cooking fish. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's what I'll write about over the weekend. Fish for breakfast sounds pretty good. And I thought of Erica and her dad because I saw those same photos, and like, we just caught a bunch. We could cook it for breakfast. Fish for breakfast sounds
Fish for breakfast is pretty good. Fish and eggs. Especially, we did that in Alaska a few times. Cutthroat trout because they were so easy to catch.
Salmon is really good for breakfast.
Salmon.
Salmon's good anytime, Joey.
Salmon or salmon?
It's good.
Yeah, it is spelled that way.
Salmon. That's how we say it.
Salmon.
We're Southerners.
That's right. Well, some of us.
No, and as I admitted at the beginning of the show, my frustration yesterday was in part because of technical difficulties here.
I could tell. I could tell that it was you.
Sorry,
and
buddy.
You should have called.
No, it was just like, and I'm not rubbing anything in. I'm just describing the situation. I'm by myself in here, and the monitor I used to monitor the stream is just not working, and the show must start. So it's like, I made it work for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then I figured out that was just unplugged. I don't know why it was unplugged.
That's bizarre.
Who unplugged it?
Gremlins are at it again, Joe.
Joey, how many times have I told you not to fly solo? If you all you got to do is pick up the phone and I'll come in and help. That might have been able to give you the time to do what you needed.
I bailed on them at the last minute, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, and there's no reason to be truly bothered over any of this stuff.
I know, but I didn't.
Are you kidding me? I get ticked off when I stub my toe.
I know.
So I can only imagine when it just keeps ganging.
You know who did that to you?
What?
You.
Joey has been in a incredibly great pattern of behaviors and moods. I've noticed. I'm serious. I've given you that comment. You were very optimistic all weekend. I don't want Friday to be the beginning of the weekend for you with bad juju.
No,
good. I want you to be.
I'm good. We got to hit a break.
He's good.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play footsie.
No, whatever. Dude.
We just touched toes. Yeah, well, I didn't mean to touch toes. There. Were you wearing sandals? That seemed like a soft bottom right there.
He's wearing American shorts. I can tell you that.
Got my bathing suit on, babe. I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
Ready.
Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you whether you're looking to purchase a home or refinance that current home. And there could be a lot of reasons to refinance.
Oh, yeah, especially right now.
It could be you just want to bring down monthly payments.
Right.
Like, you want to actually consolidate things out to like get debt off your back. Or it could be like, Hey, I've been watching a lot of Michael Saylor, and I want to go full Bitcoin maxi. I'm not recommending you do that.
People can do that.
And in fact, Kim and Madeline will talk to you about it, but whatever your goals are, it could be you want to go on that dream vacation. You want to tour Europe or Japan or wherever you
Japan.
Man. Go to Shibuya. Go to the Shibuya.
Every 3 days, I get a message from a friend of ours that says, "Can we go to Japan next week?"
Do it.
Yeah.
Go to Shibuya. I want you to go to Shibuya in front of the subway and get your picture.
I'm ready.
Shibuya.
I'm so ready. You don't even know.
I'll get you a Gojo, man.
So it could be that's what you want to do. You want to free up some money because you have equity built up in your home. They can help you there with that at Alabama Home Mortgage. And then, of course, they can help you with a great purchase, walk you through the process from pre-approval all the way to closing day. So check them out today. That's Alabama Home Mortgage. Just call them up direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online. Fill out a form online real quick at myalabamahomemortgage.com, and they'll get in touch with you. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shame practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Montgomery Men's Health said no. medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Montgomery Men's Health was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual urologist and providers that take the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you know your T level before you leave. Montgomery Men's Health. Making it happen.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans as we go through this evening tonight and first half of the day on Saturday with a low-pressure system moving along the Gulf Coast. Periods of rain and thunderstorms are likely. Rainfall amounts could be locally heavy through midday on Saturday and then improvement on Saturday afternoon. Temperatures will be cool with the overnight low temperature down to about 52 tonight. Saturday's high 67, then some mid-40s on Saturday night and Sunday night. Best day of the weekend will be Sunday with a high temperature up to about 72 and plenty of sun. And Monday will be a little warmer. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
To Joey Clark. Joey Clark. It's Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228 if you want to get on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Again, the governor has called a special session. The speaker and the pro tem in the Senate are ready to go with it.
All right.
It's going to happen on Monday, May the 4th.
Where are they going to meet? Motel 6?
Probably the old building.
Fair enough. I thought it was being torn down.
No, the true old Capitol.
Oh, yeah, the old building.
Yeah, not the old highway department.
The OG.
The OG goat.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well, all right.
Man, a lot of history in this place.
A lot of
Very uncomfortable being there.
I'm not even talking about the public history either.
That's back when dogs were being sucked.
Yeah, dude. But there is something to it. There's going to be some talented.
Oh, you know it, man.
But real quick, there's going to be some talented New York Times writer.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
that's immediately going to make the connection that they did in the old
Yes.
Capitol building to get this done.
Guaranteed.
Like here, it's for free, or
Guaranteed,
somebody at
man.
AL.com, or
Yep.
you know, like somebody go right.
Here's a freebie.
Heck, maybe I'll beat them to the punch and have my own spin on it.
Did you? I have a friend who worked for Ray Scott, and he was kind of like the face for him. His name's Jim Liner. He's in a care home now, but he told a story of a New York Times reporter that came down here, and there's a graveyard where I live at in Pentlala, kind of by Ray Scott's and where Whitetail Institute is. There's a couple tabernacle.
I know right where it's at.
You know where it's at?
Yep,
That area.
I know right where it's at.
So check it out. There's a grave, the old church there, and went into the graveyard, and one of the tombstones says this. It says something or words to this effect. Here lies the body of 13-year-old so-and-so who was accosted on his way back from squirrel hunting with his dog, and his brain was bashed out with the butt of his rifle until his brains oozed out, it said. And it said, some demographic group responsible for this. And listen, it was creepy. It was the creepiest thing. And you know what day it was? It was the day after Appomattox.
Really?
So they felt that they could do it. But listen to this.
Yeah.
They took him there, and the lady could not believe it. She wanted to write an article about how bad Alabama was. Then she realized, I think, he said that it was after meeting Ray Scott and all the people who worked there. It's just amazing how perceptions are people's
1000%.
reality.
By the way, this part of the program brought to you by
City
Road
Gravy.
Brand Pork Brains with milk
Where do you
gravy.
buy that at, Joey? Where do you get it?
I don't know. It was just sitting here.
Hey, Rob.
Just sitting right here when I walked in. So I don't even know what that is. Let's go to Mr. 32 minutes. More like 42 minutes. He held for another 10. How you doing?
Mr. Who?
32 minutes.
Mr. 32 minutes.
Mr. 42. 10 this time,
Yeah.
32 last time.
Mr. 42.
42.
42. Not a NASCAR number either. Hey, what's the story about this Democrat from Ohio who's running in the primaries for a congressman's seat, who's got a swastika on his chest?
Oh yeah, there's I don't know.
Like he used to be part of some group.
Aryan
and,
Nation, I think he
like,
was.
Yeah.
His story
Get those
was that he
removed.
was drunk. That's what I'm saying.
A heck of a thing to get tattooed on you being drunk.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he
Rather
said.
have
He
a
was drunk, and
butterfly
that's what he
tramp
got
stamp than that.
Well,
Talking to you,
I
Terry.
would tell him you need to get drunk again and get it removed at the same time. You can get it removed.
They do have the laser treatment.
But
They do.
Have you seen Pete Davidson?
Exactly.
I've seen some other people that have got it done.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing about it is Chuck Schumer is supporting him and has his back, okay? Chuck Schumer is what?
Is it Jewish?
Jewish, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. These Democrats have no faith whatsoever or any truth or any honesty to anybody. God, these people are pathetic. I mean, you just can't explain how you got a tattoo. Oh, I was drunk. It just ended up on my chest. I'm like, gee. I remember when I was in the military, and I was going to get a tattoo. I was young and dumb. I was a little A1C at the time. And the next thing you know, I went to this place. We were drunk, and that's the only way I was going to be able to handle the pins and needles in my arms. So the next thing I know, the guy said, "Nope, I'm not going to give you one." And I go, "Why is that?" He says, "Because you're drunk." He says, "You'll be sorry in the morning, and I don't want to live with that." And next morning, I woke up and I said, "Think everybody had tattoos except for me," and because I was the only one that had been drinking,
Mm-hmm.
everybody else was designated drivers, and I think that guy to the end of my death that he didn't give me one.
Yeah, here goes into the lymph nodes.
Yeah, really.
Well, that's just funny because he told me, he says because he made everybody sign a piece of paper. I guess, do they sign papers when I get tattoos?
Yeah, they usually do. They usually do.
Yeah, I think you do have to sign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's got AC. Was it Cortez? What's her name?
AOC, yeah, Alexandria.
AOC supporting him also.
That's
and
all
so
you
is
need to
the Oh, that's true.
Man,
You always got
you
better
can
than
do all sorts of stuff. Once you come to their side, all is forgiven. And
Oh, of
then
course.
until you're inconvenient, then they'll destroy you again. with
Did
that
you
same
know
stuff.
he made comments in the past about how funny it was for women to have been sexually assaulted? I mean, this guy cannot be any better.
This guy's a
than this.
goofball. I'm looking at him right now. He looks like he got a lot of wedgies in high school.
But he might be the next special golden ticket winner on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the funny thing about it is somebody told me, if I read correct me if I'm wrong, he's an ex-Marine.
I'm looking here and I'm not seeing. I see tattoo artist. He ran unsuccessfully in the 96 Ohio House District for legislature twice and didn't get 10% of the vote. So he ain't got a chance.
And Pocahontas is also supporting him. You can't have a trio of unbelievable.
That area though is strict. It's big time Republican area. He's right outside of out of Columbus. So yeah.
Oh, we lost Robert from Florida. That's a shame.
Mount Rushmore, for example, is interesting. I was reading an article about it, and Mount Rushmore's got an interesting history. Originally, it wasn't supposed to be presidents; it was supposed to be famous Indian chiefs.
No, I didn't know.
Well, you got anything on the breaking news at all? Anything at all? Or we're just going down your list?
Oh, that's my list. That's it. That's
Okay.
it. That's freaking news enough, I think. You know?
I think so.
No, that was good stuff. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Bo.
Let's go to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days.
Hey, how long do you think it will be when they send the New York Times reporter down that he mentions that old building is where Jefferson Davis, the president,
I mean, that was what I immediately thought of. Like,
yeah.
This is where he stood.
Yeah.
This is a victory for the South.
This is where George Wallace stood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It writes itself.
That treasonous first Democratic president, Jefferson Davis. Now, I bet he won't mention that.
No, he won't.
But he will mention where the two legislators duked it out in there, and he will mention the famous peeing in the jug. I'm sure he'll mention that.
They still got that jug.
Let's hope not. No, let's not. You hope they do?
I would love to see a jug of Confederate pee piss.
I'll use it.
You know, I'm sure there's some stories that could be told when they all used to come down to the downtown or hotel and then go back up, and you know they created that bridge coming out of Montgomery going across 65 towards Prattville. It used to be an expansion bridge, and they created it that way to shake all the motel keys away from them before they went back home. Y'all have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. 272-9228. Yeah, I mean, I think the sort of history lesson writes itself.
It's going to be great.
But that's sort of the problem for the Democrats.
Yes, it is.
That the moral argument that has constantly been made, and I mean, been made and was effectively made for decades, for generations, it's falling flat because y'all became Looney Tunes characters.
Exactly right.
With the way that you bastardize, pardon me, civil rights language.
Yep.
And folks, look, what are you talking about? Joe Biden said, civil rights issue of our time is the trans kids. And it's like, really? I'm
No.
sure that's what folks here were marching for, right, Joe?
No.
And some Democrats will try to convince you of that it's a big umbrella and stuff. It's like, no,
it's not.
No. And it reveals a lot of the game. Anyway, let's go to Robert from Florida. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, cheese grits and catfish for breakfast. I grew up on that, and I found when I transferred up here, I found a place up in Millbrook. I could get that. Can I say the name of it?
Yeah.
Grits Cafe.
Grits Cafe.
All right.
Yeah, it's excellent cheese grits and catfish.
Man, that sounds good.
That does sound good.
That's about all I had, except for y'all have a good weekend, and I hope we don't get into World War 12.
Thank you, Robert.
World War 12.
Have a good weekend, man. Or at least have some catfish and cheese grits if we're getting into that war. Actually, that sounds tasty.
That does.
Yeah, some fresh fried catfish and some cheese grits. Throw a little hot sauce on there.
Oh, yeah. You know it's going to be some hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the way you say things.
What?
It's just
it's like he's crazy. He's like he's lusting. Oh, you know there's going to be this pizza. This pizza.
All right.
Hey, guys, y'all want to see my Barnuminium?
on fried catfish, do you guys put mustard on it?
Sure. I've tried that.
No, catfish? I can, but I don't usually.
I've done that, yeah.
Do you use tartar sauce?
I love tartar sauce, but I'm a mustard guy on the catfish.
I like mustard, too.
I like mustard on
Yellow
biscuits. Just like Billy Bob Thornton.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious. Not everybody likes it.
No, you do have many voices, though.
He
What are you
does.
talking about? It's just me.
Yeah. There's going to be hot sauce.
There's going to
But
be.
then there's also like the video where it's like, y'all want to see my Barnuminium? We just remodeled it.
Well, you know, being a realtor, you have to be a man of many hats, Joey.
I know.
Many hats.
Many hats.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm wearing shorts so you can see my shapely calves.
Yep.
I do got some good calves.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're
You're
been
working
running
man.
from a lot of things in your life.
I've been walking on my toes most of my life. So.
But again, thank you to the leadership of the state of Alabama actually moving on this.
Come on, they've been forced to do that.
I know.
Stop giving them any accolades.
Annoying. They're being forced to do this.
But I'm glad we're going in the right direction.
Because they're being forced
Take
to.
the win. Take the win. Take the win.
Now's the
That's a
time to
bad
get
thing. Some of
more.
them don't think of it as a win.
Now's the time to get more. They're on their heels.
Well, no, it's just that sometimes folks that were doing the holding their feet to the fire,
Yeah.
even after you get the win, it's like, well, she should never been elected governor anyway. And it's like, take the win. Take the win. Well, I don't like that speaker.
Oh my God.
He said we ran out of time on the Montgomery thing. I'm like, yes, I know, but like, take the win. Thank you guys on this. Let's go to Crawdad. Hey, Crawdad, how you doing?
I'm just sitting around a table with all you guys. I don't have to say a word. I can just sit there and sip my coffee and listen to you guys. This is fantastic.
Thank you, Crawdad.
Been all over the place today in a good way.
Yeah.
That's great, man. I love it. I've been working on, for a while, I've been working on some clocks. The heritage of it comes from both sides of my mom's family, great-grandfather clocks, 2 of them. A third one I haven't been able to work on. I don't know the origins of it, but all of them have the regulator that keeps time proper. That's what a regulator does.
Right, regulates.
When the founding fathers drafted our Constitution, I believe at that time frame, when they said a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, that, that's an abridgment, because if you want to see the whole part of it, you have to read it further deeper, but that's been shortened down. But that, when they say well-regulated then, that didn't have anything to do with men being, okay, everybody stand here, do this, do that. It was in regard to something functioning in a timely, well-adjusted manner.
Yes.
Like keeping your musket balls clean, your powders dry.
Yep.
And when we call you up, you better show up with your own stuff and be ready to go.
Right.
They have changed that. They are now, back when Bill Clinton president, his counsel was trying to suggest that, the Second Amendment doesn't refer to Joe and Jane. That's for talking about the National Guard, not everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I will put you to this. The decision was held all the way with went all the way to the Supreme Court when it was versus the D.C. The gentleman was told, you're living in public housing, you cannot have a firearm. That is prohibited. But the Second Amendment is, in that case, every citizen, you have the right to protect yourself. And the Supreme Court ruled that when it says a citizen, it's talking about everybody.
Everybody.
It is.
Well, I got to hit this break. I appreciate it, Crawdad.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
call, man.
Thank you, Crawdaddy.
Thank you, Crawdad.
We do have to hit this break. We'll be right back after this. Man, I've got catfish and
You got all your
cheese
brains.
grits on the mind now.
Listen to Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I've rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
At Blue Water Broadcasting, we believe great advertising starts with relationships. That's why so many local business owners trust us, not just for radio, but for digital too. If you're already running digital advertising and you're not seeing results, it may be time to explore your option. Our team takes the time to understand your business then builds custom campaigns using a multi-channel conversion-focused approach. So whether it's digital display, social media, or you need help increasing your online presence, Blue Water Broadcasting can help. Before your next campaign, let's have a conversation. Visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice-cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve.
That's wonderful.
You know what to say to that.
How's it going today there at Cohen's? What's the experience?
It's doing great. I think about all the stuff that we carry that a lot of people are unaware of. And, we talked about bean bags the other day, which are, to me, are really cool. But we also carry some outdoor furniture. And the neat thing about that is that it's modular. So you can buy a one-seat unit. You can buy 2 seats. You can buy them curved. You can buy them with arms. You can buy them with tables. You can buy them in a multitude of colors as far as the fabric goes. You've got 2 colors for the metal. They make tables that are like a coffee table, like a freestanding table. But, it's neat stuff. It's fun. It's not outrageously expensive, even if you get multiple parts. I mean, it's not like it costs you an arm and a leg. So it's really nice stuff. It's made metal on this outdoor furniture, and then the fabric is a weather resistant. It's made to get wet and not mildew and everything. So I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff, and for people like Eddie that are always living at the lake and everything, it would be a perfect addition for what he's got going on.
It would be,
as well as many other people.
Well, folks, y'all get by there, check out that stuff, and it really is great. Like, you're going to be like, oh, I've never even conceived of this, especially this beanbag.
Yes.
But y'all check it out today. You can always go to thinkcohens.com, but really nothing like stopping by the store, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey, Eddie, and Troy.
That's right. The Three Musketeers.
There you go.
Yeah. All accounted for.
Yes,
today. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Y'all come see us, ask us some questions. Let us help you make the right choice, whether it's appliances, electronics, or some furniture. And have a great weekend.
Appreciate you, Michael. You
too. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, buddy.
We got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump claims the Iran war has already ended and that congressional approval is unnecessary at this point. Under the War Powers Resolution of 1973, any president must seek formal approval from Congress for any military action that extends beyond 60 days. That deadline for the Iran war arrived this week. The president and his administration arguing that because of the ceasefire is actually on hold, the timeline is. Louisiana will delay House primaries after the Supreme Court's 6-3 redistricting rule that the state unlawfully used race when it created a second majority black congressional district, limiting a key element of the Voting Rights Act. The Pentagon says it's partnering with 7 tech companies to tap into its artificial intelligence capacity when it comes to classified systems that should allow the military to boost its use of AI to help it fight wars. This is SRN News.
There's a moment nobody talks about with weight loss. It's the moment it stops working. The diet that worked before doesn't. Eating less stops moving the scale. That's not random. When your body's under stress, it slows your metabolism. That's why quick fixes eventually fail. At PhD Weight Loss, they focus on restoring your metabolism. And right now, when you call and mention Mike G, you'll get 2 free weeks and they'll pay for the cost of your food. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900 or visit myphdweightloss.com.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans as we go through this evening tonight and first half of the day on Saturday with a low-pressure system moving along the Gulf Coast. Periods of rain and thunderstorms are likely. Rainfall amounts could be locally heavy through midday on Saturday and then improvement on Saturday afternoon. Temperatures will be cool with the overnight low temperature down to about 52 tonight. Saturday's high 67, then some mid-40s on Saturday night and Sunday night. Best day of the weekend will be Sunday with a high temperature up to about 72 and plenty of sun. And Monday will be a little warmer. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News. I'm Carl Brady for Andrea Tice. A Cherokee County teacher and local pastor was arrested Thursday and charged with transmitting obscene material to a child. 25-year-old Billy Stephen Turner was booked into the Cherokee County Jail on Thursday. Investigators were reportedly notified of a potential incident involving a teacher at Cherokee County High School, which prompted the investigation. Turner had already submitted his resignation that was supposed to take effect on June 1st. However, the Cherokee County Board of Education called an emergency meeting yesterday afternoon and amended that resignation to be effective immediately. Turner, a football and baseball coach and a history teacher, is also an interim pastor at a church in Heflin. Turner does not appear to have any prior criminal history aside from traffic tickets. Remember, he is considered innocent until proven guilty. More Alabama news after this.
Covenant Rescue Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
A lead supplier of precision metal stamping and complex welded seating structures broke ground for their major expansion in Oxford this week. Kobe South will be adding 60,000 square feet to their manufacturing space, which will also create 50 new jobs for the area. Kobe South has been operating in Oxford for almost 10 years. A major Birmingham-based restaurant group is facing growing financial trouble. The Pahakis Restaurant Group now faces more than $12 million in liens and lawsuits, including claims from lenders, landlords, and suppliers. The issues have led to the temporary or permanent closure of more than a dozen restaurants across the Southeast. At least one lawsuit alleges hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid food deliveries. Company leaders say they're working to restructure.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you could help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
Hunger doesn't always look the way you think, but it's closer than you realize. On Saturday, May 9th, join the Budget Bikes Battle at the Heart of Alabama Food Bank and turn awareness into action. Teams will go head-to-head, creating a full meal for $5 per person or less in just 60 minutes. Every $1 raise provides 5 meals for neighbors in need. Now we need you. Register your team today at hafb.org. Deadline is May 2nd. Be part of the solution. Cook with purpose. Fight hunger one meal at a time.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour of the program. And, okay, let's get into this crazy story. The JP Morgan banker story.
Okay.
Yeah, like you seem like you've read into this in detail, Eddie.
I've heard a couple clips, and then I think I read part of it this morning.
And have you heard about this at all?
What is it again?
This is Chirayu Rana, former JP Morgan banker at center of completely fabricated, quote unquote, sex slave, quote unquote, allegations against Lorna Hajdini.
I knew nothing of it.
Left new job 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So Wall Street financier Chirayu Rana, the anonymous John Doe who filed a sensational and fiercely disputed sexual harassment lawsuit against a JP Morgan Chase executive, has left investment firm Briegel Sagemount, senior company sources have told the Post. The 35-year-old principal's biography remained on the Jin Yoon-led firm's website Friday morning, but this outlet can reveal, I'm reading from the New York Post, he abruptly left on April the 2nd, just over 3 weeks before he accused Lorna Hajdini, 37, of drugging him and keeping him as a quote-unquote sex slave.
Okay.
The Post exclusively unmasked Rana on Thursday evening with allies of high-flying leverage finance experts, Hajdini branding this claim a complete fabrication. And I think a lot of this is based on what this guy looks like.
Okay.
You want to see him?
Yeah, of course I do.
Again, this is the guy who wrote the thing, and it's sensational. It's dirty. I don't know how much I can read on the radio.
That's fine.
But it's stuff like being drugged with Viagra and like being locked up and all this stuff. And like this is what the guy looks like.
Oh my, he's a Pajit.
And then when you see the woman, she's like, she's not a perfect 10.
What is it?
But she's cute.
You wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
I'm telling you, dude, that a lot of people find her attractive. More, I think, because of the story that goes with it.
So this is a fantasy he's done, or this is...
Well, people essentially, this was like he put in a sexual harassment lawsuit against that guy, put in a sexual harassment against her,
Okay.
that she was wanting to drug him and make him her sex slave.
You remember? Hold on, before you forget. You remember the movie with Demi Moore back in the day?
Yeah.
Where she was the sexual harasser?
No, I don't remember that.
It's very similar to what this is.
Like Horrible Bosses? No, that's Jennifer Aniston.
So but what do we know about this girl? What's her background?
Smoking hot.
She's an executive at JP Morgan.
What the hell would she be doing that?
She's like she's Ukrainian or something too. There's something else to her too.
She's a
There's
Euro
something
trash.
to him. Yeah, there's
She's
something else
Euro
to her.
trash. That anything's possible with them.
See?
My chicken. Hey, yeah, das ist gut. The chicken, when he was screwing the chicken, dude, it freaked me out. Guy looked like Jesus Christ, a German, 1970s, screwing a chicken. And he goes, das ist gut. No, das ist gut.
Oh my God.
That's traumatized me, Joey. And
Yeah, it sounds traumatizing. You just saying.
And the chicken's going like this.
No, don't.
I thought traumatizing was that video game where we got to shoot the chickens at each other and they were on fire.
That's nice.
Well, that was traumatizing is Duck Hunt, and when the mirroring isn't working, and then you just lose on the final level, and you want to like rage, like just rage.
What does one do, Joey, when that happens? They go have a Capri Sun and start over.
Exactly.
Capri Sun. That's great.
No, Sunny D.
Sunny D. That's right. Gotta have some Sunny D.
Yeah. I want that. The departed money man has started to delete his digital footprint after the news broke that he was behind the accusations against Hajdini, moving to deactivate both his LinkedIn and Instagram profiles. The explosive court document, originally filed Monday in New York State court and then retracted for quote-unquote corrections, alleged Hajdini drugged this fella with Rohypnol and Rufinol. Oh, roofies.
Yeah,
Rufinol.
Roofies.
Yeah.
Joey.
I can't even say
Come
these
on,
words.
roofies, man.
Yeah, of course. At
What
least
is
it's not
this?
GHB.
Gamma hydroxybutane. What's wrong with that? It helps you sleep.
A lot wrong.
It helps you sleep, dude.
It helps you sleep, all right.
But no, drugged them with
When you're
roofies.
driving, it helps you sleep.
But it alleged in this document, it drugged him with roofies and Viagra, threatened his bonus to extort sex, and stalked his Manhattan apartment.
I'm glad I'm not the only one this ever happened to. I'm so glad this guy's coming out with this.
And what's his complaint? What's his complaint?
Well, wasn't going to pay me extra overtime.
That dude ain't going to be scored anything except a lady in a.
But apparently, these allegations were unraveling almost as quickly as they surfaced. The New York Post has confirmed that the pair reported to two different managing directors, meaning Hajdini had no way of influencing his annual compensation. Rana's lawsuit sought unspecified damages for lost earnings, emotional distress, and alleged reputational harm. An internal J.P. Morgan investigation that reviewed emails, phone records, and witness statements found no evidence to support the claims made by John Doe. Following an investigation, we don't believe there's any merit to these claims. One source told the Post that Rana had unsuccessfully tried to negotiate a payout from J.P. Morgan Chase that ran into millions. Hajdini's legal team was even blunter. Lorna categorically denies the allegations, her lawyers say. She never engaged in any inappropriate conduct with this individual of any kind and has never been to the location where the alleged sexual assault supposedly took place. Friends of the executive, described as a rising star at the bank, say the ordeal has been devastating. He has tarnished her with a complete fabrication. Actually, I think she should get a promotion out of this.
I think she should.
After, like, you must be doing something right if you were being targeted.
I'm sure her DMs are the promotion she's going to get. Her DMs have blowed up.
Yeah, I'm sure they.
Okay.
They blowed up.
They blowed up.
See what you mean by what I mean by the way you say stuff?
They've engorged themselves.
I'm saying,
They've enlarged.
I don't think she's all that mad about the attention.
There's Oscar Wilde said there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's what I'm saying.
There is.
There
really is.
Her salary just went up. Promise you.
So this guy had been, he had a journeyman career from some of the most prestigious financial shops on Wall Street. He was a Rutgers University graduate, former college basketball player. He logged stints at Houlihan, Lokey, Credit Suisse, Morgan Stanley, and Carlyle Group before joining J.P. Morgan Chase leveraged finance team in 2024. By May 2025, the relationship soured. He had filed an internal complaint at J.P. Morgan Chase alleging race and gender-based harassment and retaliation. You work in leveraged finance. Can't you just make money doing what they do?
He couldn't do that. So he's like, you know what? I figured out an easier way. I'm going to sue all you SOBs. Somebody will settle.
No, listen, there's still something wrong with this.
Yeah, somebody will settle.
That girl's not doing
Come
it.
on.
That girl goes, you smell like cumin. Get away from me. Cumin. You smell like cumin. Get away.
Welcome back to whoever this is on line one. Oh, who is this?
I got to give him some address there.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, this girl, I'm telling you, her value has gone up. Not just where she's at now, but she's an executive whose name is out there now. Right? And
well, the company dare not mess with her if she.
she's got a job there for life. But if somebody else wants her now, want somebody that can take a little bit of heat.
And
she
apparently this guy who made the accusations against this female executive, apparently he asked a legal expert chatbot for advice nearly a year ago.
No.
He was the self-identified user behind a public back and forth on the online legal advice platform AskALawyerOnCall.com 10 months ago, around July, according to the website. He says to the chatbot, I was raped, sexually assaulted, harassed, and forced to do drugs by my former boss at Morgan Stanley. Began the 35-year-old Rana's supposed exchange with the bot from the site.
Man.
I was then retaliated against for seeking to move groups internally at the firm, he allegedly wrote. HR conducted an investigation, but they ultimately made me sign a separation agreement. The customer later referred to his alleged harasser as a he as part of the 2 exchanges apparently posted by the site as an example of what it can do for customers. So he was essentially rehearsing this.
Yeah.
Like a year ago.
It was untrue. She was never his supervisor. Yeah.
It's completely made up.
Fabricated.
And I do love how sometimes a picture does, it gives you you see the 2 pictures,
You're
like,
oh,
no
come
way.
on, dude. He looks.
This is not happening.
No. She
Wow.
was trying to drug
What a
you.
messed up. And also, just gross, man.
You just went on a Tinder profile, and she comes up in your things. Do you match? Do you swipe?
Are you still on this woman's looks?
Not just her look. She's successful. She's the whole package.
I'd go on a date, yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Like just from the looks and just the fact she works in high finance?
Oh, so now we're going back to the shallow. She looks good enough for you
And the
to
high
date?
finance?
Yeah, I mean, there's money there.
You wake
Right.
up after 2 days of roofie and your pants are unbuttoned and your butt's bleeding.
And all his Bitcoin is gone.
Honey pot. That's the honey pot. Sorry, we go where the laughs are going now.
Wait, this part of the
That's when
program.
you're not here with us. You know that
see.
because
I
you
know.
really make it bad.
This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Oh, yeah. We're
And
talking about Viagra.
They're at Montgomery Men's Health. Well, they can help you where it's not, because sometimes the pills don't
Yes,
really work.
right.
You're right.
It's the underlying.
And a friend of ours, Joey, that has heard what you've said about a lot of men in their early 20s, mid 20s are having the issue. So he actually went and he wanted me to tell you thank you because he did. He got some treatment that he really thinks he needed. His biggest issue was couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And the motivation. He's like, I'm not 40 something years old. Why am I getting tired at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Right.
It's called
He wouldn't have-
andropause. Andropause. There's menopause. There's andropause. Men start at 22, and with all the addition of all these GMOs and all these growth hormones,
Microplastics.
it's shutting down natural endogenous testosterone.
Yeah, there's something going on where, I mean, in fact, some 60-year-old men have more testosterone than 20-something-year-old men.
Exactly right.
In a lot of studies. So if you're looking to get your testosterone up, or perhaps you've got something specific to ED, PE, you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you're all right, but
be better.
You want to be better.
That's right.
You want to up your game a little bit. They now have this great subscription model for peptides, NAD plus, which is really great for mental focus and energy, as well as Simorelin, if I'm saying that correct.
Cimarillin. Yeah.
Yeah, and essentially it upregulates your natural growth hormone. It's great for if you're hitting the gym, want some assistance with weight loss. Also helps with sleep, your
Yes, it
deep
does.
sleep cycle in particular. I'm on it. I use it. I've been using it for a week now, and do it before I go to bed at night. And I've been sleeping great. And I noticed results.
Dreams yet? Are you having any vivid dreams?
No,
yet?
I'm not.
No, they do. Sometimes
I've had dreams, but I've seen it because I track my sleep more, deep sleep pattern.
Yeah.
And noticing a huge difference in the gym.
That's awesome.
When I just feel more refreshed, like more energy, can do an extra set or two, if that makes any sense.
That's cool.
So if you're looking to get that confidence across life, folks, men, and, ladies, if there's a fellow in your life that's shy, that you kind of can tell he's having an issue like this, mention it to him. Montgomery Men's Health. Make an appointment today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man and every season of life. I have to admit, a few of the things you two gentlemen have said today, I need to go take a shower after. It's just like the
Sorry, I'm already at the beach.
I'm re-traumatized.
I'm
Stop
already at
being
the floor,
such a
Bama.
candy ass.
Thank
Get
you.
with the program. It's Friday,
Thank you.
buddy.
Kay Ivey did call a special session on redistricting today on Friday. According to the proclamation, the session will start at 4 p.m. on Monday. saying, here's the official statement from Ivey. Following the successful 2020 census, Alabama maintained our representation in Congress, and I called a special session to redraw our maps. Since then, we've been battling federal courts and activist groups who think they know Alabama better than Alabama, Ivey said. Earlier this week, however, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a positive decision in the Louisiana v. Calais case, which I said was encouraging for our own pending litigation. I also acknowledged that Alabama's redistricting battle is not over. The state remains under a court order prohibiting the use of new congressional maps until after the 2030 census. While we were not yet in position to call a special session earlier this week, I said we needed to keep up our fight in the courts. Immediately, Attorney General Steve Marshall filed emergency motions at the U.S. Supreme Court regarding Alabama's redistricting case. As I said, following the emergency motions being filed, I remain hopeful Alabama will receive a favorable outcome from the U.S. Supreme Court, which is why I'm now calling a special session of the Alabama legislature. Ivey said she expected the session to last less than 5 days. By calling the legislature into a special session, I'm ensuring Alabama is prepared should the courts act quickly enough to allow Alabama's previously drawn congressional and state Senate maps to be used during this election cycle. If the court-ordered injunction is lifted, Alabama would revert to the maps drawn by the legislature for congressional districts in 2023 and state Senate districts in 2021. During this special session, I have called on the legislature to address legislation to provide for special primary election for electing members of the U.S. House of Representatives and the Alabama State Senate in districts whose boundaries are altered by court action. I expect the legislature to address this call in fast order and be completed within 5 days. As I continue saying, Alabama knows our state, our people, and our districts best. Yeah, I love this as I continue saying.
I don't.
Like, come on.
Right.
Initially, it was like, we're not in the position to do this.
That's what I heard the other day, and I think we both were like,
They got to boot up
what?
their ass.
Right, come on.
Somebody hit her with a pacemaker.
Yeah.
Well,
wake her up, man.
So you know what today is, guys? It's
What's
May
that?
Day.
It is
Bolshevik May Day. And did you see how many schools cut for May Day because of the teachers union? That's bull.
You see what's happening
laborers
in Europe and somewhere else
Bolsheviks.
today? There a little bit of protest, but that was a big thing. We lived in Turkey. Well,
Yeah,
May
May
1st,
Day's a
we
big
were
deal.
not allowed to go outside. You didn't. Honestly, you didn't open your curtains. You just
What a
you just
scam.
kind of kept a low profile while a lot of the Turks blew up their country.
I agree.
It never made sense to me.
Well, this morning at Mass, we celebrated. Today is the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker. It's celebrated on May 1st in the Catholic Church, instituted by Pope Pius, I believe, the 12th.
Okay.
In 1955, this feast day aims to highlight the dignity of human labor and align with International Workers' Day, offering a Christian perspective on work as a vocation. It was also picked on this day very much to combat communism.
Good.
Yeah.
Saying that, no, there is work is dignified.
It
Work
is.
is a beautiful aspect of human life. In fact, what we do in most of
work.
our days, most of our hours is we work.
Some of us.
Well said, actually. I take that point. This boy's sitting there praying 3-4 hours a day. As long as he doesn't have a life.
Now you know. That's true.
I told Andrews Mansky I'm going to set up a monastery around here. If you keep going this way.
But chance and all.
No, but that's cool. But it's a nice riposte against sort of the commie.
Yeah,
you notice the
that.
date, 1955.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's perfect.
With the Soviet Union rising up. And so, and as a Joseph, I find it
Well, should.
endearing. Anyway, though
We're going to have to get you into some
though
carpentry.
I ain't no carpenter. Yeah, like that's absurd. Like,
Yeah, see me put together a bookshelf.
Yeah. We'll bring in you some IKEA furniture.
I'm pretty good with the words
Yeah,
on
with
page.
the little pictures, and you're like, what is that?
It'll be a 10-foot tall bookcase, but it'll come in like a briefcase size. So
Yeah.
we'll see how many hours it takes Joey to put that together.
There's a man laughing somewhere in Szechuan,
Oh,
China.
1,000%.
I can figure it out.
I know you can figure it out. It's just frustrating. I can figure it out, but it's frustrating.
Yeah, well, no, I think the last time I even put something together was like all the IKEA crap for college.
And how was it? Was it?
Actually, it wasn't that tough. Well, because one was like just a big kitchen table.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Oh, it's 4 legs.
You just, put the
Yeah,
4
it's
legs
not
on.
bad.
You turn it on.
That's pretty easy.
That's pretty easy.
That's we call that level. That's like basic level.
And then another was a nightstand, which was like,
Oh my God, we took that out of the box.
right.
and put the knob on the front.
Right. No, I think that one. No, the entertainment unit we had to put together, but they make it so easy because the drawer slides are already installed on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You had a little screw. You had to put those in your set.
Right.
Never get wrong
I didn't
with
line
the
it up
doors are
right.
They ain't never working. That's it. They ain't never working.
You just leave it that
Why
way.
let this work?
Don't even put the shelf in.
Nope.
Just give up on that.
That stuff, some of that stuff, it's come a long way.
It has. I've seen some cabinets, believe it or not, somebody put in their house from IKEA, and they look beautiful.
They do.
And she said it was a 16-foot trailer load of just boxes that they brought from Atlanta, and that was her kitchen. That was beautiful. But she said they could have hired a builder to have done it, and it'd probably been half the price and half the time.
Really?
It took them forever, yeah.
Yeah, time is money.
Yep, exactly.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. There's a new report out, and this is from the Federalist. Shocking examples of Biden DOJ's anti-Christian bias.
I'm glad it's coming out. I'm glad it come out.
Pastors,
Yep. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said in a statement that the Biden administration's actions devastated the lives of many Christian Americans. No American should live in fear that the federal government will punish them for their faith. So what did they do? Biden's dedicated national task force on violence against reproductive health care providers closely coordinated with abortion activists and NGOs, effectively turning federal prosecutors into a mere extension of these abortion advocacy groups. DOJ task force leaders regularly had direct contact with National Abortion Federation, Planned Parenthood, and other NGOs. According to the report, the task force director monitored pro-life activists for years before charging them. During the investigation of these cases, the NGOs sent DOJ security reports or dossiers on the activities of the pro-life activists and their personal information. One example included a pro-abortion NGO sending the director and FBI a 137-page memorandum on the conference schedule, lodgings, and multi-page dossiers on numerous anti-choice individuals, as they call them in the document, including many individuals that DOJ then prosecuted. Such dossiers reportedly contained addresses, photographs, including of family members and children, names of associates, and information about travel plans. Another part of the report is the Biden DOJ prosecutors knowingly withheld evidence that defense counsel requested to prepare an affirmative defense and falsely claimed to not have such information available.
Yep. More than one time.
Another, the Biden administration tried to screen out jurors based on their religion.
Yeah.
In a case called United States v. Zastro, according to the report, maligning pro-life Christians as quote-unquote culty.
Culty.
Mm-hmm. Assistant United States attorneys looked for ways to screen possible jurors based on their conservative or religious views while not inquiring about liberal counterviews, the report claims. In at least one instance, U.S. attorneys called Christian pro-lifers culty and complained that they ended up with a very Catholic magistrate on duty this week, and he was very particular about the bond conditions and not infringing on the defendant's First Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. The report found that the Biden DOJ requested an average sentence of 26.8 months for pro-life defendants compared to 12.3 months for pro-choice defendants. They also, at the IRS under Biden, reportedly had a different set of standards when applying the Johnson Amendment. The Johnson Amendment prohibits tax-exempt organizations like churches from endorsing political candidates. According to the report, the Biden IRS investigated churches because their religious values align with conservative political views. In one matter, the Biden IRS denied a Christian organization's application for tax-exempt status because its Bible teachings are typically affiliated with the Republican Party and candidates, according to the report. This purported violation that formed the basis for the denial occurred on October 18, 2020, when a Leesburg, Virginia pastor preached a sermon about the upcoming election and urged his congregants to vote according to the values set forth in the Bible. What a crazy thing to say.
Could you imagine?
Pastor Gary Hamrick of Cornerstone Chapel reportedly said the Republican platform was greater in alignment with the Bible than the Democratic platform. You could, I guess, call that a prudential judgment, but I think that's a very reasonable thing for a pastor to say.
Yes.
Biden IRS then levied an excise tax on the chapel for alleged political expenditures. The Biden IRS appeared to ignore open endorsements of liberal candidates at other churches. Literally, now, if you're handing out sample ballots, maybe there's a thing going on there. But anyway, I'm sure no churches do something.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because they were wasting their time on parent-teacher organizations, on freaking priests, and on our clergy, yet they got corruption out the butt in Somalia, Minnesota.
That's the name of the game, man.
That's the nature of it. Anyway, we got to hit another break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients. From making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly, to getting to know you and your family's needs, and following up on any questions you may have, Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
It's Prattville City Fest, presented by Prattville Baptist Hospital, May 1st through 2nd in historic downtown Prattville. Live entertainment, arts and crafts, food, and Pepsi products by signature sponsor Pepsi. Prattville City Fest, presented by Prattville Baptist Hospital, May 1st through 2nd in historic downtown Prattville. It's free.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, work for the best in the business.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Be flexible with your plans as we go through this evening tonight and first half of the day on Saturday with a low-pressure system moving along the Gulf Coast. Periods of rain and thunderstorms are likely. Rainfall amounts could be locally heavy through midday on Saturday and then improvement on Saturday afternoon. Temperatures will be cool with the overnight low temperature down to about 52 tonight. Saturday's high 67, then some mid-40s on Saturday night and Sunday night. Best day of the weekend will be Sunday with a high temperature up to about 72 and plenty of sun. And Monday will be a little warmer. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house with me, as is Troy Carrico. Did you see the Department of Homeland Security's finally opened back up again?
I saw that.
Finally. Man, that took forever. Open that back up.
They proved their point, didn't they?
Right.
I mean, what's your end state?
That's what I was thinking. It's the most ridiculous thing
Endanger America. That's a great idea.
And right now, X is alive with all sorts of folks reacting to Alabama actually moving on the special session. So that's good. That is very good indeed. And on Iran, you think they're actually going to get a deal anytime soon? I don't know.
I don't know. He said today, he goes, I'm not liking what they're coming back. I think we're going to start bombing the hell out of them, he said. So,
fix to be some more hard
what they're
negotiating.
doing, though, is they're reconstituting their ammunition supplies is what they're doing. So,
yeah, well, and markets reacted positively at the beginning of the day after Pakistani officials confirmed that mediators received an updated proposal from Iran to end the war, and it's been delivered to the U.S. President Trump later said he was not satisfied with the offer. Iran wants to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it. Iran wants to make a deal because they have no military left.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
That's about right.
And,
at the bottom of the ocean.
You know, and Trump is essentially saying we're doing everything right now in terms of the negotiation telephonically.
Telephonically.
They've made stride, but I'm not sure if they ever get there. We've done it telephonically. That's the word of it.
Facsimile.
Exactly.
Now, this is from yesterday, yesterday, but I didn't get to it. This is the vice president on with Will Cain. Okay. And, remember, I guess this was over like Christmas?
Which one?
Like when Nick Shirley did the
3 months ago
the Leering Center?
Yeah. Leering.
The Somali Leering.
Think they had enough time to get the paperwork out of there?
Yeah. Well, here's Vance saying, well, they actually, in terms of DOJ pace, they've moved pretty quick on this. Let's listen in.
The best part about this for me, Will, is you have, when the president empowered his entire government to go after this fraud issue, I had this question to the Department of Justice. These investigations take a long time. So I was asking myself, how quickly can we start getting into some real investigatory work, court-issued warrants, actually going door to door and finding out what's going on? People told me it would take at least 6 months. We've gone from Nick Shirley's video about the Minneapolis fraud schemes to active, judges issuing warrants for this investigation in a matter of 3 months. We've got 280 law enforcement officers working on this problem. We really have the most accelerated, aggressive anti-fraud operation that we've ever seen from the federal government. And again, it's because the President of the United States empowered his team to go after this. That's what we're doing. And this is just a very, very good next step. This is far from done, Will, but we're doing a lot of good work and we're making a lot of progress.
So, you might be like, well, can't it be faster than that? But
I'd love to see the DOJ use Nick Shirley like the DOJ was using the SPLC.
Yeah, really.
Amen. Well said, Eddie.
Nicely done.
See, when you use your normal voice, you can make a good point.
What are you talking about?
But speaking of Nick Shirley, he's got a podcast.
He does.
And he had on, you remember Big Balls from Doge?
Really?
I never heard class society.
He's back in the world again? He stuck his head back up?
Oh, Big Balls, he's been sticking around.
I thought he kind of went away.
I thought you were talking about AC/DC.
Oh.
I mean,
my brother sings that at karaoke and it embarrasses his wife, man.
So Nick Shirley is sitting down with Big Balls, and he asks him, like, what's the main thing you learned working for Elon?
And
so let's listen.
We've talked about Elon a lot in this episode, but I feel like the reason why is because he's one of the most powerful people, the richest person in the world, who's in the same fight.
That's very rare, by the way. Like you look at the rest of the billionaires list, they just don't care. It's pretty crazy.
What's the number one thing you've learned from Elon Musk?
Ooh, there's so many good things I've learned. There's just, being around him and working for him, you pick up on so many kind of nuanced things about how to manage things, how to build things. But if I was to distill it all into one point, it's that you've got to do what you think is right. That's the biggest thing about Elon. Like, Elon is the guy who's willing to sit there and contradict everyone when he is convicted that something is right. And I think it's the number one takeaway from working with Elon, and the number one thing that I think you can take away from anyone is someone is in, like, they are just hardcore in pursuit of the truth. They are trying to find the truth, because the only way that we can go out and make these things better is to really, be super hardcore about finding what the truth is first. So I think if I was to distill the Elon mindset into one thing, it would be truth maxing. Just really, really go try to find the truth about a specific topic and then go very deep into it. That's the way that he works.
And sometimes, like, these, number one, be nice to the nerds in your life, because they're gonna, like, Big Ball's gonna end up multi.
Yeah, but it's important that we mold those nerds right and bully them until the proper age.
Wedgies and swirlies are part of your order.
Right.
And remember, we can do that to you later. So.
Hey, if we have to.
Right. But also, it's another interesting thing with, like, very, very smart people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of how they take complex things, like Elon in particular, but anybody's really smart, and then simplify it into simple rules in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're every time thinking of the huge complex thing, you're just thinking of that simple rule that you're following, and everything else follows from it. It's sort of this anchor that allows you to just actually be able to,
it's kind of like a guiding light in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's cool seeing, like, those two nerds and the good young men actually getting stuff done. Big Balls is an American hero. You can say he's a nerd, but he stood up and saved that girl's life.
He punches. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's how you got that nickname.
And I don't know, Nick Shirley, that guy's named Big Balls, but Nick Shirley, the pair on him, especially after he went viral.
Yeah.
They keep doing it in California and other spots.
But you're popular when a state wants to make a law about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you've done something right in California.
Exactly right.
But, that idea of, like, your ears are burning.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially if you've never been in the spotlight. Maybe you were even seeking it, like Nick Shirley was.
He was.
And all of a sudden, now the entire world, and it's not just like the average bear. It's like very powerful, rich people now are watching you like
on
a
their radar.
hawk.
Yep,
they're on
exactly
your radar.
right.
Yep.
And you better be minding your P's and
Oh,
Q's.
definitely.
You better
Definitely.
Because sometimes that can be a bit much. Now, I mentioned earlier that, at least in Catholic land, it is the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker. And it's sort of a...
Joseph the Worker.
Well, talking about the dignity of work. And, of course, he was a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul was... St. Paul was a tent maker. Right?
Paul was a fisherman.
Paul the Apostle. No,
Okay.
Peter was a fisherman.
Peter was a fisherman.
Yeah. But, you work for a living. There's a lot of dignity in that work. And as you work, you preach the gospel. And like many of the first apostles did that. They worked and they preached and spread the word. And so I came across this as we were just scrolling, and I'm trying to figure out how to fill out the rest of this show. Somebody that Troy likes very much, I've hooked him on to. Or maybe you knew about him.
Fulton Sheen.
Fulton Sheen, baby.
Fulton Sheen. I love him. Pearls of wisdom fall from his mouth, Joey.
So, this might knock the stream off because that's so copyrighted like crazy, but I don't care.
Robin goes, it's so cool he dresses like Dracula and he says great things. That's what Robin said. I go, he's a priest.
Oh, no, the old school, like,
I love
bishop
it.
get up.
He's got his cape on.
The old...
It looks like vampires.
I kind of like it. Like, the old school bishop get up is quite something.
He's Robin's impressed by him. I love him.
But this is apparently on, as we're seeing on Fox News Live in Chicago, far left folks, labor folks they're trying to essentially monopolize this idea of workers and labor and stuff. And instead, let's hear from the Bishop Fulton Sheen on this topic.
The good bishop.
Communism is the scavenger of decaying civilizations. It makes its way into a country and into a culture only when that culture begins to rot from the inside. Toynbee says in his history that 16 out of 19 civilizations that have decayed from the beginning of the world until the present time have decayed from within. Communism then is coming back upon the Western world because something died in the Western world. Namely, the strong faith of men in the God that made them. Before Russia is won back again to the faith, therefore, regard communism as a kind of a manure, a fertilizer. It is a death that is spread upon the civilizations of the world until the springtime of a newer and better world begins to come into being. Now we must save the world from the hammer and the sickle, the hammer that would re-crucify men, and the sickle that would cut immature wheat in order that it would never be the bread of life. And this Russian fire has tremendous potentialities about it. They do not deny God, they merely challenge God. They are not like our sophomores in college who are dismissing him without any zeal at all. They are fighting against him because they know he exists. The great shame of the world is that we have the truth, but we have no zeal. They have zeal, but they have no truth. And America's at the crossroads too. Crossroads of a suffering world that is undergoing a crucifixion of communism. And the long arm of Providence is reaching out to America and is saying to America, take up that cross of all the starving people of the world. Kick it up, bear it. And America is presently carrying that cross.
Pretty epically done.
He's a man for all seasons.
And that music, the edit added to it.
He did a good job on that.
Yeah, but it's like it's interesting just in the Catholic experience. But I think Fulton Sheen was a huge star, TV across denominations.
It's huge.
But there were, for the longest time, sadly, and I think it was a turn not for the good. It became like, nah, let's ignore. He was this old fuddy-duddy, and let's get along with being more of the world and the culture. And you see that happen with all sorts of churches. And I think what's happening now, especially with young Catholic clergy and young laity, the folks in the pews, they are more and more conservative. And in fact, it's becoming, Fulton Sheen often talks about the holy hour. Sit in the presence of the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist, at least for 1 hour. And that could be to pray, that could be to study something, or just sit there and literally do nothing and be quiet and just like you would sit with a friend. And what it does in terms of changing a person, I think, is immense. And that sentiment at the end of the day is, I think, coming back, roaring back. And I think it cannot be defeated. Now, are there ways to manipulate it? Are there ways to, will suffering be ahead? Yes.
Yes.
It's kind of built into it.
That's part of it. That's right. It's part of it.
But there's a lot of reason for hope, folks. A lot of reason for hope, despite how crazy sometimes when you look at the news cycle, everything can be. As I said earlier, it's like I study the profane mysteries from noon to 3 every day.
You do. And we've been helping you do that.
Profane
We've been helping you do that
mysteries
today.
of
And
fallen human man.
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to confession with you tomorrow.
Goodness gracious!
Troy, get up there. You tell him. It's going to take a little bit of time.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now. It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call. 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks. No $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years. and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Wake it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Eddie had to scoot, folks. Troy Carrico's still here in the studio with you. And happy anniversary to Eddie and his lovely wife.
25 glorious years. 25
glorious years. Happy anniversary, Susanna and Eddie. Seriously, that woman saved that fella.
Oh,
I'm not even joking.
And I could tell, he's got that, Eddie, if you're listening, you've got that kind of like, I call it a protective lawyer, but he's trying to joke. But I can tell he knows that he's.
Oh, he knows.
He knows he's blessed. Yeah, he knows he's blessed.
Go to Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Good. Must be anniversary season. Bart had his yesterday. Bart, what was it, 34 years? 32 years.
32 glorious years. You got to say glorious years.
And my anniversary is tomorrow, and it's 28 years.
28 glorious years.
For some reason, Angie keeps telling everybody we've been married like 48 years.
Maybe you were out
of it. It seems like 48 years.
Maybe you were out of it.
How luminous all those years have been.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, we've had a great 28 years. We've been blessed. We've been so blessed. And we went yesterday. I missed y'all yesterday. We went and picked up sailor stuff from Alabama and brought it. He's coming home today. And I did ask Inky, I said, hey, are you like really excited about getting her home? And she looked at me and she goes, not really. We've learned how to really enjoy being, what do you call it, when you're alone? Happy?
Empty
nesters.
Empty nesters.
Empty nesters.
Empty
Okay.
nesters. Yeah. But I call it happiness. You don't have to ask them what to eat. You don't have to, another person, you got to figure out what's for dinner.
Right.
You don't worry about what time they come home. They're over there. I don't care what they're doing over there. I'm not even thinking about it. So, summer's back. We got sailors for another 3 months, and then we're gone again. But, hey, if your kid's coming home from college, and you're like, oh, we got to do something about that bedroom carpet before they come back. We can get it done.
Yep.
Just call us at 285-8117.
Again, that number for Prattville Carpet, 285-8117, and they can get it done real quick, folks. And again, that's 285-8117. Be sure to call them up and say happy anniversary to everybody.
And, hey, guys, if you forgot about your anniversary, a new floor is a good way to resolve that situation.
It is. Yes, it is.
Just for the ones that did forget. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Appreciate you, Ray. So did we learn anything today? Oh, yeah. Well, we're actually going to have the legislature back in town on the 4th of May.
We're possibly looking at a major writing of 7 districts now in Alabama.
And, of course, on Monday, there's going to be a lot of folks saying, may the 4th be with you.
The 4th,
That really crapped the bed, didn't they, at Disney when it came to the Star Wars stuff?
Well,
it was so disappointing.
It all happened with that damn divorce with George Lucas, and he had to get back.
Say, The Mandalorian was pretty good.
It was good.
I like The Mandalorian, and I did like Rogue One. But the main trilogy they did.
They've done so many offshoots.
I was like, oh, goodness.
But they've done all the cartoon, and I understand they're maximizing it, but I guess it's kind of got a little sideways.
Right, and also, what has happened to another great franchise in space, Star Trek.
Oh man,
It's been ruined by a lot of the latest stuff. It's not good. I've tried to watch with my grandfather because we love the old ones. Like,
did you watch
from the
Next
original?
Generation?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, you could see the change starting with it, TNG with the kind of trans kind of.
Well, I mean, Star Trek's. I'm not knocking Star Trek for being lefty and progressive because it's been that way since the '60s. It's just always been that way. But like, it was still really good, like vignettes, almost like stage plays.
No,
you could get on
really
TNG, you could get on Voyager occasionally, and Deep Space Nine.
Patrick Stewart.
And like the latest ones, like I don't know, there's too much leaning into the modern tropes of storytelling.
They are.
It's like,
and I liked when it was just the prime directive mission and it was simple and everything was easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else we learned today? Well, I'll just to put a button on it. Thank you, Governor Ivey and state leadership for actually doing this. I said, if you're not willing to do it, you should resign. But it looks like you are willing to do it. And you indeed are a tortoise. You move slow, but you get where you need to be eventually. So I appreciate you finally getting there.
I'll have that count set up by Monday for you. Yeah, but I still think that they had a little prodding.
Oh, just a bit. And it wasn't just here from conservatives in Alabama.
Yeah.
It was nationally. A lot of folks poking and prodding, saying,
Come
on.
Don't do this to us. We know you're retiring, but don't do
and
this
you know how usually I'm pretty laid back on this crap.
You are.
Like, I can kind of give a hoot about Republicans versus Democrats, but, I've been following this long enough to where here's now your opportunity. Go for it, guys.
We had Catherine Robertson sitting in here, and I was so impressed with her. She said, we are the only state that still has segregation stuff going on. Things need to be fixed in Alabama, and this is the start right here.
Yeah, and we'll see if the courts will move quickly on this, but I'm glad the legislature and the governor are not waiting.
Yes.
For the courts. It's the right thing to get out in front of this and to push back some of these primaries, in particular on the state Senate races and the U.S. congressional races. So cool. We're moving in the right direction.
We are, man. We are.
What a week.
Yeah. You listen. Yesterday I felt bad for you. I could tell it was chapping you, but you've had you've been doing so well, and your writing has been outstanding. I look forward to your fish for breakfast.
That might be the one.
I think I like that idea.
Fish for breakfast.
I think it's a great idea.
That might very well be the one. I don't know.
Love it.
But we got to get out
Let's
of here.
get out of
Happy
here.
hour with Greg and I believe Terry Adams.
And the brains and the gravy.
Oh, Lord.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says he's going to increase tariffs on cars and trucks made in the European Union starting next week. The current level is 15%. He's going to raise it to 25%. He accuses the EU of not living up to the terms of the original tariff agreement achieved last July. The president says he's not satisfied with Iran's latest proposal in negotiations to end the war. The president told reporters at the White House Iran wants to make a deal, but he says they're asking for things he simply cannot agree to, and his top demand remains that the country should never be allowed to create itself a nuclear weapon. The president also claims that the Iran war has already ended and that congressional approval is therefore unnecessary. Under the War Powers Resolution of 1973, the president must seek formal approval from Congress for military action that extends beyond 60 days.